has taken over. I think he's done a great job since 2019. He's got them to a couple of European Championships, now to a World Cup. He's also got them into Nations League A for a campaign as well. So he's done a fabulous job, despite the fact he gets a little bit of criticism as well, Hugh. He can be a bit pragmatic. But the one thing I like tonight is the fact that he's gone with 2 up front in Shanklin and Shea Adams. They've scored 8 goals in the pre-match kind of warm-up qualifiers as well against Curacao and Bolivia. So the form is good. They've won 6 of their last 9 matches. The qualification campaign to top the group. So it all bodes well for Scotland, and we'll see an attacking lineup for them tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it as well. Before we get stuck in, it is the national anthems, Le Grenadier.
Please remain standing if you are able for the playing of the national anthem of Scotland.
As good a version of Flower Scotland as you will hear at Hampden Park or Murrayfield or anywhere against Scotland. Haiti against Scotland kicks off after these.
Strangers at kickoff.
Jane from 43.
Come in, the match is about to start. Friends by full time.
Adiós, amigos, gracias. Adelante.
Que te quiero.
¿Qué pasó? Oh, wow. ¿Qué está sucediendo?
Pero me haces feliz.
So the last of the formalities then, pre-match formalities just concluding before we prepare for kick-off. Look, we're waiting to see how much that 27-degree heat is going to be a factor as the game wears on. But as you said, look, you know, a couple of weeks in around Miami should have acclimatised the Scots to the heat that is across America at the moment. We're waiting to see if it transpires like that. Three points here might be enough to qualify, so that's, you know, the prize at stake there for the players and both teams, so they know exactly what they have to achieve here. We've just seen Brazil against Morocco in the standard football there. Mustafa Gorbal from Algeria is our match referee for this one. An all-Algerian team as his assistants as well. And after the opening game where red cards dominated and a couple of actually decent interventions from VAR yesterday in the USA match against Paraguay, hopefully these boys again get it spot on tonight. So then some familiar faces in the Haiti squad and an extremely settled starting 11, as Richie mentioned back in studio. Johnny Placide captains the side in goal. A back four of Arcus, Ricardo Ade, Han Delacroix and Martin Experience. Jean Riesner Bellegarde has made 31 appearances for Wolves in the season just gone. And up front, Sunderland's Wilson Isidore starts with 6 goals across the campaign for the Black Cats. That is how they will line out. So that's Haiti The only change for Scotland from that impressive 4-goal win we mentioned over Bolivia last week sees Aston Villa captain John McGinn coming back into the starting 11. One suggestions that he might be left out, not a chance. Bournemouth's Ryan Christie drops to the bench. Angus Gunn's preferred in goal ahead of Craig Gordon, neither with much club experience over the last while. Steve Clarke opting once again for a 4-4-2 formation, having worked so well, particularly in that first half against Bolivia. Look, it's an aggressive lineup. Scotland in form in the qualification as well, and we're expecting just to take the game to Haiti here and show what they can do.
Yeah, on the front foot, that's what you want to see, especially from the start. I think the onus is on Scotland to do that tonight as well, Hugh, because you mentioned there the fact that they're in a group of Brazil and Morocco, probably the two most impressive teams we've seen in the competition so far, looking at the earlier game. So this, you don't want to phrase it as a must-win, but it feels like a must-win, even though it's your opening night. So yeah, there's a bit of pressure on them, but I also think you can play with that bit of abandon and just go out, because the form has been good. There's confidence amongst the group, there's continuity amongst the team selection as well. Yeah. Steve Clarke has been around this group of players for a long time. I think all that stuff matters. There's trust between him and the group of players. McGinn, lots of experience. Scott McTominay as well. So I'm really excited about this, and what a rendition of Flower of Scotland, Hugh. 28 years of meaning and passion went into that one.
Brilliant to hear. Haiti started their World Cup campaign in Barbados in front of just 88 people, if you can believe that. This will be an altogether different atmosphere, and again, you just wonder how some of the players will handle the occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. They're bound to be nervous, Hugh. I'm nervous looking at them, so they're bound to be nervous. And again, because of what's going on in their own country, just the achievement of getting there is absolutely phenomenal on their part. I know we're focusing heavily on Scotland, but just from their point of view, that is an incredible achievement. Yeah,
and Scotland do have to focus on the task at hand here. There's no point jumping ahead, looking to what's to come. 3 points here, and will be the perfect start to their World Cup campaign as we approach the final countdown for kick-off here. Last minute nerves out the way. It's all about concentration, and that man there, Scott McTominay, what can he produce today? Flying high in Italy. He's like the Fonz walking around the Italians at the moment, but look, let's see what he can do here in Boston as Scotland get us underway. First long ball pumped forward from Lewis Ferguson. Scotland looking to apply some early pressures. Just come off Martin experience for the first throw of the game. Slicky. Important that Scotland just settled into the game early on here, get some early possession. We saw Paraguay yesterday, just could not get feet on the ball at all.
Yeah, but the flip side of that, Hugh, was how aggressive USA were in the opening minutes of the game, and straight away put Paraguay in the back foot, and they never really recovered from that early passage. USA took them to task and ran away with the game, so I think that's important from Scotland's point of view as well. Be on the front foot. We already see the shape of the team. It's kind of as expected. Shea Adams up there alongside Shanklin. McGinn will play a little narrow to the left. McTominay will be central with Lewis Ferguson, but more attacking than Ferguson. He'll sit in front of the back four, and you've Ben Doak up here on the right hand side, lightning quick, Hugh. He's a real outlet for them on that right hand side.
Here he is trying to get wrestle control of the ball away. Just a bit of confusion from himself and Lawrence Shanklin. Shanklin's become so important as well to this Scotland team up front. That's kind of focal point as well. He got his dream move from Hearts over to Rangers, Alan, but what do you make of his?
Yeah, coming off an unbelievable season with Hearts, looked like we're going to win the league for the first time in a long time.
Well, wrong, some people would say.
I'll let you say that. But even just his form coming into the tournament as well, as last 3 games he scored 4 goals, 1 assist, coming off the back of a brilliant season. And it's that case for a lot of them. You think of John McGinn winning the European trophy with Villa just recently, McTominay being an absolute star in Italy the last 2 seasons as well. So there's a lot of confidence amongst the players, Hugh.
There is. Let's see if they can express and transfer that confidence onto the pitch. Is that Hendry opts to play the sensible ball. Lewis Ferguson out to the big man Grant Hanley, who's they call him the Grizzly Bear in that Scotland squad. You can see why. He's an absolute tank. Number 5 on his back, big broad shoulders. Not too many muscle him off the ball, I can tell you.
Yeah, I think he's one of the manager's favourites. Hanley, McKenna probably would have played Hugh, but he's injured at the moment, so Hanley comes into the team.
Yeah, probably not as mobile as McKenna, but certainly in terms of physical prowess, it gives you exactly what you want. There's a little check there from McGinn off the ball. Ball trying to play through. McTominay calling for it, but he's going to have to wait. Across it goes there from Andy Robertson, the captain, trying to keep this ball alive. Back from Gavin Doak. Oh, lovely feet. skipping away for the challenge. There's the quick feed in the shot, the first one of the match. Placide equal to it, but there you go. There's the confidence of Gallant and the quick feed that you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely superb. That time he's cutting inside though. Brilliant quick feet. Gets it out of his feet on the edge of the box and gets a decent shot. First one of the game, but lively start from Doe.
Route one from Placide in the Haitian goal. And again, we're talking about big fellas on the pitch. Franze Piero, he's no stout either as well, just bundling over. As you can see, straight into the back of Aaron Hickey. Referee blows for a foul.
Yeah, modern day foul, always going to get that, the full back. But we can already see from the manager, Sebastien Migné, just in terms of how direct they are from the goalkeeper. Lots of experience, but quite happy just to play a long ball up to Isidore, who's more mobile than Piero, but Piero's a handful.
Nice little flick there, McGinn pulls it back, space out of here, might have the shot. Chance almost for Shanklin. Well, just tell you, the back four there for Haiti, pretty well positioned. They didn't panic as well, but there's an awful lot of space.
I thought he could do a little bit better just to get it out of his feet here, and just shift a little bit, but it was fairly predictable enough, easy enough for the defender to get the block in. But good play down the left hand side with Robertson and McGinn.
Started well, Scotland, confidence high at the moment. Haiti trying to get feet on the ball as things stand. There's a shoulder off the ball, but his referee's whistle had already gone, and the Haitian fans don't appreciate the late challenge that went in there. You can see just a bit of a handful up down front there, Franze Piero.
He's a big boy, Piero.
He is a big boy. As I say, like, you know, when you go through a qualifying campaign, not to have any of the comforts that come with your home matches, it can't have been easy. So to do that in the face of extremely difficult circumstances for Haiti just makes the qualification all the more impressive. And there'll be a lot of neutrals as well, outside of obviously Europe, who most Europeans, you would imagine, will be getting behind Scotland. We'll be hoping that Haiti can get off to the perfect start here. There's Robertson trying to flick it in.
One thing that surprised me really, Hugh, you're speaking about the qualification for Haiti, but their top scorer has been left out of the team. Duckens, Nazon, he was the joint top scorer in qualification, so that's a bit of a surprise. To do a Isidore, who you'd expect to start, obviously the fact he's playing in the Premier League.
And they'll turn the ball over here, chance to break. This is Louis Dietz in. Now the shot is well wide. Well, head in the hand stuff there, that was not a good strike, but you can see the press. This is the press we were talking about, this extremely well drilled.
Yeah, Shanklin just giving it away there, just inside his own half, and they were quick. There was 3 or 4 bodies breaking forward, and it's a poor effort in the end from Dietz.
But just if Scotland don't take care of that ball, and particularly if they get caught high up the pitch, turnover, they do have a lot of pace in their team.
Yeah, and that's the criticism of Steve Clarke's team. They're not really a possession-based team. You can see that there, going forward. That looks like a handball.
It looks like a handball.
But it's just, they're quite happy to go forward quickly. Lewis Ferguson will be, I suppose, the link man in midfield, if you like, if they are going to get on and try and play through the thirds. But they're quite happy to go into the 2-foot man. Shea Adams shows up quite well, does, in that regard, so he'll offer himself plenty for both full-backs. But the likes of here, you'd expect Ferguson maybe to getting on it. Here he is now. But you can see how high and wide Robertson is here on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So they're kind of building up in a tree, as you see here with Robertson, very high and wide. McGinn playing very narrow inside.
Robertson gets it from Jack Henry. Nice little turn from McGinn.
Box supporting the 2 front men, so really good play from Scotland.
And they're trying to press here on Placide, not give him any free ball to take that short kick out, which looks like it's going to be a strategy for Haiti. Now a bit of space in the centre midfield, and turning onto the ball is Wilson Isidore. Scotland getting numbers back. Whistle's gone again. Referee quite whistle happy at the moment, maybe just trying to stamp his authority and saying, I'm not going to let these little niggles go, so either you play ball with me or you're going to get penalised.
Yeah, he did well in the end, Ferguson. He's saying the first ball, he should have headed the first ball. He tried to chest it down, and they end up getting the balls turned over to you, and Isidore has a bit of space to run into, but Ferguson did well to get back. That's the only little issue for them, in the sense that they're playing the 2 in the middle, Hugh, and you don't want to leave Ferguson isolated if McTominay is bombing forward with 2 centre forwards as well, because they will get outnumbered.
And as you've seen already, you know, the Haitians are well able to put in those challenges, and they're not shying away from the physical stuff at the moment. Back it goes to Angus Gunn. It was a bit of a toss-up in goal as well. Craig Gordon's only just back from injury, hasn't played a lot either, so it's not ideal in your goalkeepers, but obviously he had to make a decision in the end.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he went with Gunn, to be honest with you. But it was probably a toss of a coin. I'd say the age factor may have come in, but then you could point to Gordon's experience in that regard.
Yeah, Gordon's been around quite a while, obviously.
He's 40s now.
Yeah. So he spent a long time at Sunderland, played under Roy Keane as well when he was there, as far as I remember. But here's Hendry giving it short again to Hanley, and Scotland just content to pass it around at the back at the moment. Haiti happy to let them have it as things stand.
Again, the pattern we're speaking about. You see the three there, Robertson. Look, he's not even in shot. That's how high he's playing here on this left-hand side.
He's sticking there. You know, there's no sign of him coming back even over the halfway line as things stand.
And McGinn very narrow beside McTominay, almost like a three in there in possession. So this is, I suppose, the modern way here. It's all fluid and kind of, when you're in possession, out of possession, formations can change.
Play what's in front of you. Also the flick over the top, meant to chase there, but it's gone out for a throw. Not the best contact. There is Sébastien Mignet, French manager of the Haitian teams, never stepped foot inside the country. Obviously, with all the problems with gangs and civil disobedience that's going on there at the moment, but it's still slightly unusual to think that a manager had never stepped foot inside of the country that he's actually managing. And you wonder how that job interview went. You know, he said, look, I'll take the job, but I'm not prepared to go to your country. Have you ever heard of Zoom or Teams?
It's an amazing stat, really,
isn't it?
When you think about it. I couldn't believe it when I was reading that. Absolutely incredible. He's done a phenomenal job, to be fair to him, just to get them here.
There's a couple of Villa jerseys as well, obviously. Big McGinn fans.
Well, he's the talisman. Like, everybody speaks about McTominay, but I think McGinn brings so much to this group.
What a season he's had. What a season Villa had as well. I won't go on too much about that. But
real infectious character as well.
Yeah, actually heard him, you know, he was being asked to commentate on all the nicknames of the players and just described him in one word. He's a great man for a bit of a joke. Scotland trying to break here, but again, Haiti, numbers in the right places just to break down the attack, and now they have ball of their own to try and work with through midfield here. Going to slip through the pass. Ganazotis back there, just dispossessed. Across it comes. Nobody in the right spot for Haiti. There you go, just an example of how quick they can attack if they get the right ball.
It's poor from Aaron Hickey in the fullback position, who should have dealt with this. He's in a good covering position there, and he's dealing with it. But then either put it out for a throw or corner, but he lets I think it was Providence who was coming down on the outside, lets him back in and just gets across a dangerous enough cross across the face of the goal. But just sloppy little errors like that. He should be dealing with that situation, Hickey.
It won't do the confidence of the world of good. It won't do the heart rate of Steve Clark on the sidelines as either. And McTominay didn't get a foot into that. Chance to break here now. Here's Pierrot again. Lays it off. Dietzen. Little first touch. And he shots there. That's miles over with the snapshot. It was on the half volley almost. But again, Haiti, they are growing in confidence into this match.
Yeah, there's a big physicality difference, I think, as well.
Big boys.
They are, to be fair, and they're not afraid to throw themselves about. To be fair to them, that was Isidore. As soon as he went into the box from there, he's the one holding it up, gets a layoff to Bellegarde on the edge of the box, and a decent effort.
It's a couple of shots that they've had, and both of them well wide of the target, but as you say, dropping those shoulders into contact as well, and Scotland know they're in a bit of a battle here.
Yeah, because when it went out to the right hand side here to Dietzen, he's quite happy. He's all left foot inverted. You see him cutting inside, playing the ball into Isidore, so that's something for Robertson. It doesn't look like he's going to take him on the outside. He's looking to cut in all the time. But Isidore and Pierrot are a real handful.
Bellegarde out to the left hand side. Hans Delacroix is waiting for it. Ricardo Ade sends it forwards. Still Hickey, no problem dealing with that. Possibly touch. McTominay dispossessed. And Danny Jean-Jacques wins it back. Here's Martin Experience.
It was a great tackle by Jean-Jacques, because McTominay was just about to open his legs and drive forward.
Dietzen looking to take on space on the outside here. You can see Robertson just backing off slightly, not giving him too much respect, but equally not prepared to stick that foot in. McTominay gives it away again. Chance for another shot here, but didn't take it, Jean-Jacques. Plenty of number of Scotland back there, but it's been a bit nervy the last 5 minutes or so. Not quite as fluid as the blitz attack. There's a net penalty, or I should say a free kick there for an elbow into the side. And Haiti, as I said, are really growing into this game.
Just an edginess really about Scotland, Hugh. You see they're just giving the ball away. McTominay in the edge of the box. Haiti, to be fair to them, are getting them in the faces. It was a brilliant tackle a moment ago by Jean-Jacques, as I mentioned, and then they just win the ball high up and out of a free kick in a dangerous position. We've seen Bellegarde, I'm not saying he's going to shoot from here, but he does have a brilliant strike of the ball. We've seen that in the Premier League with Wolves.
31 appearances for Wolves last season, as I mentioned, and
it's been a bright start from Haiti.
It has. And, we mentioned that 4-0 win against New Zealand. England struggled somewhat against New Zealand in a pre-World Cup friendly, so that will just give you an idea of what they're capable of. Zealand obviously here on merit as well. That one to nobody in particular, and a wasted opportunity is the only way to describe that.
It's terrible. We gave him a bit of a build-up here, but that was terrible. But they have started quite well, Haiti, to be fair. There's just an edginess about Scotland. Just need to, as I say, Ferguson needs to just get a hold of the ball in midfield.
Yeah.
Just string a few passes together. They all need to settle themselves down.
FIFA have stickers for anybody's first involvement in the World Cup. So there's 26 in the Scotland squad and 26 in the Haiti squad. World Cup debuts that they have to wear according to the tournament rules. But look, as I say, inexperience for both squads here in this stage, but Haiti have settled quite well. Scotland look a little bit razzled at the moment, but as I say, it's only 14 minutes gone, and it's 4 quarters now, of course, with the hydration break, which is a little bit different again.
Yeah, I don't like it, Hugh.
Do you not?
You know, I really
even with the player welfare and the temperatures and all that kind of stuff.
No, don't like it at all. It needs to be adaptable to some. I've watched some games where it's not that warm and you're still having hydration breaks, and it's just stemming the flow of the game, which it's not needed in my view.
Okay, Ricardo at it. Short pass to Colin Zacus.
See, there's no pressure on Haiti either in terms of coming into this fixture. All the pressure's on Scotland, Hugh.
Yeah, well, they would have been looking at this draw from early on and saying, look, if Morocco and Brazil to come, we've got to get something out of this. Chance now for Haiti down that left-hand side. That's a good cross, a header. Pushing the back it was, I think, on Jack Hendry, who was bundled over as he went to try and clear that ball. The referee agrees and has blown the whistle. And Scotland again just breathed a little sigh of relief. That was a dangerous looking ball.
Yeah, it was all too easy though down that left hand side. Ben Doak not getting themselves into a covering position, and it's an easy cross for experience. There is a hand there is a hand on the back of Jack Hendry from Isidore, but they're playing with that freedom, Hugh, that we spoke about, that there is no pressure on them, and to be fair, they are playing and expressing themselves.
Angus Gunn just surveying his options at the moment. First 15 minutes have absolutely flown by, albeit we haven't had too many huge chances. A couple of long-range shots that beg the height of it, and that header from McTominay. The sum total of opportunities for both teams so far. Shanklin penalised there again. Hands on the back. You can see Steve Clark, and already he's looking a little bit anxious on that sideline. Yeah, he knows he's going to be in a game here.
Well, I can see already from the first 15 minutes he knows he's in a game, Hugh. But I didn't think that was a foul, to be fair.
You know, when you go the road less travelled in a qualification tournament like Haiti have to do, it builds that team morale, it builds that solidity, the reliance on each other. When you have to travel, as I say, you know, the difficult route to get there, you know, the team spirit is one thing that definitely won't suffer.
Absolutely. You can see that. They're so physical as well, Hugh. Every one of them.
And they've managed to intercept the ball here as well. They got 4 in support. Scotland's putting back. Was that a free? No, referee says play and get up. I saw last night USA Paraguay that they won't tolerate any diving as well. The VAR is going to pull him back one now. Here's the speedster Gannon Doak trying to cause some trouble. Still managing to hold his feet. That's a good lady. McTominay off the post. Oh, that was an absolute rasper of a shot from Scott McTominay, and a beautiful layoff from Gannon Doak as well. First Scotland attack in a long time.
Oh, what an effort, Hugh. That's absolutely brilliant, because it was McTominay who played the initial pass.
And here we go, counter attack as well. Here's the big man, Piero, just laying it off. Space perhaps here for Deason into the box. Oh, he's again just wishing somebody could get on the end of that. Nobody could quite read what he was trying to do, but there you go, end-to-end attack. First Scotland, then Haiti.
And here's the McTominay one. We'll come back to the Haiti one in a second, but McTominay follows up his initial pass. What an effort. How often have we seen him do that in the last 18 months? Incredible effort, hits the post, keeper no chance. But then Haiti break away. Grant Hanley gets caught out in the halfway line, trying to read a header, stepping in front of Isidore, and he misses it. And then they're on the break, and Deason puts in a decent cross, but he can't get on the end of it, Isidore. Lively start, you 17 minutes.
Brilliant game so far. Down the left flank they go again. Scotland just looking to draw numbers in there, says Shea Adams. Back it goes to Ferguson. And then across to Hickey. Kind of joke. You can already see the trickery, the little feet that he manages to pull away from the first tackle. He's done it a couple of times now just to buy himself that couple of metres of space.
But he's the outlet, Hugh. You see him playing high and wide, and he's the one, whereas McGinn is playing narrow as a 3, and Robertson's the one, so he's the one with all the pace. It's a route ball, and to be fair to McTominay, he spotted that with a brilliant ball over the top. But then he has the energy and the legs to get up the pitch and follow up his pass, and when it's laid off to him, what a brilliant strike by McTominay.
Did nothing wrong really, just into the post, keeping out Scotland's first World Cup goal. Now it's a dangerous pass, probably didn't put quite as much on it as he meant to. Trying to turn there was Luis Estates, but the whistle's gone for a foul. But Haiti are certainly putting their everything into tackles, but on that occasion the referee giving Scotland the free. See this one again here. Yeah, just clumsy more than anything else, isn't it?
It's just his momentum carries into him though. Ferguson makes a meal of it, Hugh, as you'd expect nowadays, but I think that's soft enough. But here's the strike again from McTominay. Just whips it with the right foot off the post. Brilliant effort. And that would have settled him down.
Yeah.
There has been a nervousness about them.
It's gone for a throw.
Good pressure again from Deetson.
Robertson is off to Spurs. You were just telling me, I didn't realise that he'd left Liverpool, gone to Spurs. That's not a bad signing for Spurs.
It's a good move for him as well, because people thought he may have kind of dropped down maybe a level, but it's a good signing, Huge experience. Robertson's been such a brilliant player over the years for Liverpool.
Diego Jota's wife actually wrote him, it was a wonderful clip that was put up on social media earlier, that Diego Jota's wife wrote him a letter, just because the two boys had talked about going to this World Cup. They qualified together, and she wrote a letter saying, look, you know, Diogo's not with you, but you're carrying the spirit with you. And he got really emotional talking about it, so you know, it was an incredible gesture, I thought, as well. But obviously delighted to be here. And here he is on the ball, trying to make something happen for Scotland. Can he get it forward? He can. Can he find a Scottish jersey? He also can, but then the forward touch, a heavy touch, has to be said.
That's the first time we've seen McGinn involved in the game, Hugh, and they need to get him more involved. It was a lovely little clip pass from Gunn, the goalkeeper, and McGinn played it out to the left-hand side. Lovely pass into Shanklin, and McGinn was making a great run. He just needs to hold it up there. He didn't need to play first time. But it's down the left-hand side, you can see that they're trying to play little passes and interlink. It's balls over the top for Doak on the far side. He's the outlet.
Back it goes to Placide. Stocky old goalkeeper for Haiti, and again just happy to keep it short.
38 years of age as well, the goalkeeper.
I tell you, It's a clumsy challenge again. There's been plenty of them so far. Here's Jean-Jacques giving it short. Back it goes to Carlos Arcus. Bit of time on his hands here. Scotland, you know, not putting too much pressure on when Haiti do have the ball.
No, and sometimes that's the criticism of Clark, you know, we mentioned
too cautious maybe?
A little bit, yeah, but to be honest with you, when I'm looking at this here, I think that's more a factor of the heat as well.
Yeah, look, it's energy sapping stuff.
Absolutely, so you can't be going hammer and tongs for the whole 90 minutes, especially, as I said, it's so warm, and that's one thing that I think we have to reserve judgment a little bit on with Clark, especially, as I said, it's a huge factor.
You have to manage it. Like, you know, you'd be foolish not to manage it and take it into account.
It's okay for Haiti.
Sure, look, this is bread and butter stuff to them as they come forward once again, trying to break down that Scotland defence. Arcus, back it goes to Ricardo Ade. Short again to Delacroix. Scotland now just keeping their shape nicely. That's the discipline that I'm sure Clark will want to see. Just hold that shape, pull themselves across here. There's a straight ball there in the middle. Wide it goes. Chance to whip one in. Here's Deetson, left-footed, has to be dealt with. There was a shove there. Well, Haiti appealing for a penalty. No whistle sounds, and Scotland get on with it. They're not obviously waiting for any whistle to sound in that situation.
Well, the word you used a couple of moments ago here was clumsy, and that was really clumsy from Grant Hanley. He's a liability for me, Hanley. I'm not sure.
So, yeah. The Grizzly Bear.
Isidore is causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
He just barges into the back from there. He takes a chance. He really does, especially in the modern game when there's cameras everywhere.
There's a chance for Rod Stewart to get that lovely hair on screen. What do you reckon? What a man.
Oh, here's the drinks break now, Hugh.
Hydration break. Well, there's boos and whistles going around from Haiti fans who think that should have been a penalty. Then there's no intervention from VAR that we've seen so far. But look, your thoughts after 22 minutes. Scotland know they're in a match here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Steve Clark will know that. Haiti, you could argue, have been the better team, Hugh, for the opening 20 minutes. Bar McTominay's shot, that was the only thing that really kind of created. He had a header as well, McTominay. But look, you can see they're all going for ice packs as soon as they come off, so definitely the heat's a factor.
Yeah, and as I said, 30 degrees and 30% humidity across Boston for most of the day, dropping to 27 just before kickoff, but that is not going to bring any relief as such into the night time here. But
and even if we mentioned, Hugh, pre-match about the two teams being attack-minded in terms of the formations and going for two strikers. To be honest with you, the two strikers have shown up the best has been Isidore and Piero. Isidore has been a real handful. Everything that's gone into him, he's challenged for, he's held up, laid off. The one he laid off for Bellegarde to get the shot off as well. And then you've Handley barging into the back of him, so he's a real problem at the moment, Isidore.
Yeah, now you know what, the referee's going to have to keep an eye on this one, because there's been one or two like maybe could have gone the other way, one or two that Haiti's appealed for a penalty there. As he said, a clumsy hand in the back from Handley. Referee is going to have his work cut out, you feel, as this one goes on. But Scotland only missed out, if you talk about their 28-year gap in terms of the World Cup, they only missed out on one major tournament from 1974 to 1998. So that was the consistency that they used to have. It's a long time between drinks there, but obviously they're here and they want to make an impression. I was listening to an awful lot of Scottish podcast radio in the build-up to this week as well. There's confidence high that they actually can trouble Morocco and Brazil, given the ability of the squad. But they've got to get a result here at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't look too far ahead. And I suppose the problem Steve Clarke has had since he's doing really well, but they can't get out of a group stage in any of the tournaments that they have qualified. So there's a bit of pressure in that sense as well, because they will look at Haiti and think we get 3 points on the board. But it's easier said than done, and we've already seen in this 24 minutes just the problems that Haiti can cause them. Big, strong, physical, powerful team. And they're a handful. So far, 24 minutes, anyone thought this would be a walk in the park?
Yeah, think again. But that's what that's what I guess all the pessimists were saying going into this one. You cannot take Haiti lightly. And it's been an interesting 22, 23 minutes or so in the first half in Boston.
But no reasons to panic either, Hugh. As I said, they would have come into the game, there would have been a lot of nerves, a little bit of trepidation, maybe the fact that they haven't been here in so long. So look, that's out of their system now. I mentioned I don't like the breaks, but maybe that little break came at a good time for them in terms of Clarke just getting them in for a couple of moments. Yeah,
this is where he earns his money. He signed a new 4-year contract before a ball was kicked in the World Cup. Now himself and the head of the Scottish Football Association are quite close, so maybe there was something in that. But he said, look, I want my future sorted out here. In fairness to him, he has gotten the qualification, but it's one of those ones as well, like, do you wait until after the World Cup and see how they get on, or do you give him the contract? They opted to give him the contract.
Well, I think he deserves it, Hugh. He's done an unbelievable job since he's come in terms of, like, if it's a results-based industry that we keep hearing it is, well, then he's produced the results.
But I guess the criticism was 6 games at major tournaments, no wins to show so far. That was the only caveat, if you like. But look, as you say, to get to a tournament in and of itself is a huge achievement.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have the players of yesteryear either, when you said that they qualified for kind of...
No Colin Hendrys anymore.
Continuously for years and years. So, like, no disrespect to the players playing here, but they're an ordinary group of players. So I think he's done an unbelievable job to get that group of players. Bar McTominay, McGinn, Robertson obviously playing at a very high level. Yeah. But you go around the rest of them, and I think it's an ordinary group. So I think he's achieved a hell of a lot to get them to a European Championship twice, and now obviously the World Cup as well. And that's the big challenge for them now, is to try and get out of a group. And I think it's realistic enough to get out of this one because of the format, and 3 points could get you there.
Could easily
but
get
this
you
is
there.
the one. This is the fixture that you have to take care of, and it's not easy.
Across the back it goes after Cannon Doak had no way past on that right flank. Long ball this time. Looking for Lawrence Shankland. Knocks it down to nobody. And now Haiti again looking to hit on the counter-attack. That beautiful feat to skip away. And there's the big roar from the crowd. Dietzen getting the Haitian fans into the match at any opportunity. They are not shy about making their voices heard, I can tell you. So on they go. Cross comes Wilson Isidore. He's bundled over into the back. Again, he's looking for the free. But again, the referee's not interested. That's twice now he's gone down. Last time penalty appeal. This time, referee says, get on with it.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. But I'm just... Hanley for me, he's just look, he's wrong side, doesn't know where the ball is. Now there's nothing in the challenge from Isidore's point
Do you
of view.
feel he's a liability waiting to happen?
I'm nervous.
Right.
I'm nervous watching him.
They dropping really deep here just to try and pick this up at the back. Over to Robertson. And across from Hendry. And here is the aforementioned Hanley. Tries that long ball down the right flank. That's a decent ball as well. A nice first touch from Adams to take it under control. Cannon Doak. Is he going to try and skip through here? He is going to try and skip through. Get the ball across. Oh, chance for the shot. And again, McGinn has got in. Scotland have the first goal of the match. John McGinn of Aston Villa. And how popular will that be, Alan Coley?
I'm absolutely over the moon for McGinn. What a player, one of my favourites, Hugh, and he's had an unbelievable season for many's a year with Villa, but this was a brilliant year, this for him. And what a finish as well. It takes a little bit of deflection, he gets a bit of luck, but maybe he's earned that bit of luck. It comes down the right hand side, a brilliant ball from the back four into Shea Adams. He flicks it back to Doak, and Doak this time, for the first time, Hugh, gone on the outside. Brilliant. Takes on the full back, whips a brilliant ball into the box. Shea Adams probably should have scored. It was a good save from Placide, but when it falls to McGinn, takes a good first touch, gets it on target, gets a bit of luck. 1-0 Scotland.
Beautiful ball from your man Hanley there, in fairness to him.
Maybe his passing is better than his defending.
Yeah. Well, it certainly was on the money there. Lovely touch from Adams, as he said. Lays it back, and here's the quick feet.
Yeah, but he's gone on the outside, Hugh. This is the first time he's gone on the outside, and a brilliant early cross. Good save from Placide. Gets the bit of luck. Doesn't get a great contact on it, McGinn, but he won't mind. And as I said, he is the talisman for this team, Hugh. He's been a brilliant servant to Aston Villa in Scotland. There's the bit of luck, the bit of deflection.
Yeah, I think it just came off Jean-Michel Bellegarde as it went to the net. But as you said, it does not matter. There's no pictures on the scoreboard. And Scotland are a goal to the good.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant for them. And much needed as well, because that opening 23 minutes before the hydration break was a nervy one.
Yeah. So now Haiti playing catch-up. Just shy of the half-hour mark. And Scotland, that maybe will just settle them a little bit more into this game. Nice little flick on with the header there, but you can see Angus Gunn, he was in 2 points away whether to come for that or not. It was a free out, but the keeper was very hesitant there.
Yeah, but my issue there, Hugh, again, Hanley doesn't win the header. Isidore wins the header ahead of him and flicks it on. They get lucky enough in the end to get a free kick, a soft one. But anything that's gone up to Isidore, he's causing all sorts of problems, he really is.
Yeah, himself and Piero, a handful up front, aren't they? 2 big men, but just thought Angus Gunn was very hesitant there. Now maybe he felt it was a little bit too far away from him, and from the angle that we saw, it's hard to judge exactly, but certainly his defenders would just want a little bit more presence when he's coming onto that ball. Shankland can't do anything there. He's had a bit of a struggle as well. He's pretty well marshalled. I think Haiti marked him out as someone to keep an eye on, obviously up front, given the influence he had in qualifying. But it's a throw to Scotland, and it's taken by Hickey. Gannon Doak is going to get his foot on it here. Experience is going to push him towards that sideline. Did well to keep it in play. Back to Hickey. Thought about the cross.
He did brilliant for the goal, Doak, didn't he? He just that injection of pace. Like, he is lightning quick.
You can't buy that, you know, just that little acceleration.
That's it, just from a standing start almost, huge. Just one little step over. And I said the key thing was the fact that he took him on the outside for the first time.
Yeah.
The first 2 or 3 when he shaped up against the experience, he took him on the inside, but that time to go down the outside and a nearly cross. Good movement from Adams as well inside.
Hendry, no rush. Robertson. Back inside to Ferguson. Back to Robinson. Pass to nobody. And Jean-Jacques trying to win the header there, but Scotland have it back with Tominay. A little bit of room here if he can just spread that to the right-hand side. Eventually it does go. Now here is Gannon Doak again trying to use that show and go. Lovely. Tell you what, that's a brilliant cross. Across the face of the goal. He is causing problems down that right-hand side.
And you mentioned he's the outlet, he really is. And again, a brilliant cross, Hugh, after he does the little bit of trickery down the outside. And you know what I love about it? As soon as he just gets the half-a-yard bang, it's into the box. You see it here now. As soon as he gets half a yard straight into the box.
Yeah.
And again, there's 3 or 4 bodies in the box as well, which is good to see.
Shankland just couldn't direct it towards the goal. It was lightning quick, to be fair to him, and he was slightly off balance as he went to jump for that ball. Whipped across the face of the goal, but Scotland, since the hydration break, that water has done wonders for them. What are they putting in the water?
Tight one there, just looking at the goal again.
An iron brew, maybe.
Good run from Shea Adams. And a brilliant first touch as well.
Foul push in the back, no question for Roberts at that time, just straight in front of the referee, bundled him over, and a chance from Haiti now. If they're just throwing the set piece here, they've got a lot of big men up there. If they send this into the box, maybe give Scotland something to think about. Bellegarde just in 2 minds here about what plan A is.
I'll be hoping his delivery from this one is better than it was the last time. He wasted opportunity, just kicked it out of play. The big men have come up.
Yeah, Scotland with something to defend here. Having words with Isidore and Piero. There, Piero in your picture. Here's the feed then from Bellegarde. He's going to whip one in. It's a good cross, and again the header just couldn't direct it anywhere near the goal. But they're getting up ahead of the Scottish back four to win the ball in the air, and if they keep at that, you never know.
Those aerial challenges, they're a real threat here, particularly to centre forward. But again, the key thing in that one was Bellegarde's delivery. Brilliant cross into the box.
Back down the right hand side. Robertson gets it away. This one for Duckens, just to try and close the gap. The through ball there for Bellegarde. Nice offload as well. This is Fancy Piero. Just drops it to that left hand side. Can they get the cross in here? Maybe space for the shot perhaps. Oh, Angus Gunn couldn't hold it. And then the header away. Chance still there for Haiti. There was a shove as well. The whistle has gone. And it was, I think, offside. But I tell you what, that's twice Angus Gunn has not been confident inside his own box. There's the flag up for upside, but it was they only parry that one away.
Yeah, Hickey, it's Providence that cuts inside, to be fair. It doesn't do enough to block the cross. Decent save from Angus Gunn, but it drops down in front of the centre forward, Piero, and it was, I think, the centre half who just got in front of him. Just a bit of luck again from the goal. Just need to be careful. It came off Bellegarde, actually. He's unlucky.
Very unlucky. Otherwise, you'd imagine the keeper, Placide, would have had it.
But the threat they offer down both sides, Hugh. They're playing as inverted wingers, really coming in. It's Dietzen on this side, is cutting in on his left foot. On the far side, it's Providence cutting in on his right foot. Just need to be wary of that. Again, he's Dietzen this time on the left.
Skipping away, still Dietzen. Space opening up, tries the little toe poke through to the cross, but there's a push in the back, and the assistant referee Robertson says no, but the linesman says yes, and that is another free.
That's exactly what the linesman said. Wasn't free, it's silly.
Once you put your hands out like that, you're always going to be in danger. If the player goes down,
well, in the modern game,
of averages,
he's playing for Darkus, to be fair to him. He's right in front of the lines. Once he puts his hands on his back,
and I think set piece is going to be Haiti's best chance of getting an equaliser here, because they really have the measure of Scotland in the air.
And it's been a good response since the goal from him as well.
10 minutes to go before half time. Bellegarde with another delivery. Can he get it on the money this time? That's a poor cross, but went to the front post.
Again, he gets the first contact on it, though. Isidore Hugh. It was a poor cross, but he still made something of it. It's a difficult angle to score from, but even if he just glances that across the box, it could be a problem. They've responded well, Haiti, since going a goal down.
They have. They certainly have. I just feel there's more goals in this game. It's gone in the middle.
One thing I've noticed is the hydration break. You mentioned the fact that they've been more direct. Actually, I haven't tried to play through them since the break. The goal came from a forward pass, obviously 40 yards up to Shea Adams. Again, Gunn is flicking one over the forward press as well. Maybe something Clark touched on just in that little chat.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the direct route, you know. Especially if you don't like it.
But especially when you have the two centre forwards up there.
Yeah, exactly. Well able to win ball as well. There's another foul, referee. Just bundled over there, Aaron Hickey, but Scotland quick to get on with it. Injury. Playing football in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the last 3 years, Jack Hendry.
Yeah. So he'll be well used to the heat. If nobody else is. Hanley. Crossfield ball. Bit of room here for Robertson. Plays it shorts. Bundled over into the back there, but he's going to have to get back on his feet and start chasing back here. Here's Bellegarde looking for the through ball. This is dangerous now. Haiti back here. Chance might break. No, good clearance away. I think Hickey was it. He got a leg to that. It was Hickey. Managed to scramble it clear, but again, Haiti on that counter attack, dangerous.
That's a brilliant break, Hugh. Bellegarde does all the hard work initially, winning the ball from McGinn, and then driving forward, plays a lovely pass. But Piero, brilliant presence of mind, a little back flick. And Aaron Hickey, we were critical a moment ago of allowing Providence cut inside. That time he was in a brilliant covering position just to avert the danger.
Haiti still have it. It's still inside the Scottish half. Wide it goes to Moisius Dietzen. This time in no rush.
Haiti have played well, Hugh, to be fair to them.
They have. They're right bang in this game. now. Bellegarde trying to come infield, skipping away from one tackle, and again that was again clumsy by Shankland, and could be a yellow card here. It is coming back to try and help out the defence, but
it's actually for Bellegarde.
Bellegarde, is it?
It is for Bellegarde, yeah. He just overran the ball, and just as Shankland nips in front of him, he does catch him.
Yeah, you're right. Just up straight into the back of the legs.
Could be the nasty one, that.
Yeah.
Just the angle he came in at.
Yeah, but you're right, his work rate has been through the roof. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen a good fair bit of him in the Premier League, obviously Wolves, and I know they had a disappointing season, but he's a good player, Bellegarde.
Just over 6 minutes plus injury time then in the first half, and it'll be gone to try and put Scotland into an attacking position here. Robertson heads it back inside to Adams, dispossessed. Hendry. Just discipline there, just going to watch that for Haiti.
It was the initial foul, Ferguson. He's complaining about it was
shoulder
a foul
to the head.
But again, Isidore is out in front of Hendry. Really like his performance.
There we see it again. There's nothing really in that, is there? He's making an absolute meal of that, Ferguson.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. No wonder Piero was looking at him and saying, what are you going on about?
They got off lightly there, Scotland, because that was very, very soft.
But the result of that is that this isn't a bad position to try and put it into the box. It's going to be Robertson to take it. Shankland standing to that right-hand side. There's the cross. It is Shankland gets the touchdown. Had to be dealt with, and it was, to be fair. Back to McGinn. Doak wants to play through. Good header to cut out the ball. And now Haiti looking to counter-attack again. And once again it's Bellegarde. Down the right-hand side this time. Jean-Jacques skipping away. It's Dietzen. And the cross comes in. The header, no power in it. It's kind of facing the wrong way. And it's another free.
Yeah, it's a hard one for Piero, but Dietzen did all the hard work, and then he won't use his right foot here. We mentioned how one-footed he is, always looking to cut in.
Yeah.
And he has a brilliant opportunity to put an early ball into the box, but he checks back again, and then it's almost an impossible header for Piero because he's facing the wrong way, trying to get pace and power into it. The danger goes away, but Dietzen's a handful on this right-hand side. But I'd love to just see him, something like what we see with Doak. Doak is quite happy to use his right foot when he gets down the side. Dietzen just wants to cut back on his left foot every single time.
John McGinn's deflected goal. Sorry, I'm just saying the only difference between the sides. There's a long, hopeful ball towards Shankland. They did well initially, but no support. Go on.
Again, it's the direct ball straight up since the break. But they'll feel aggrieved, I think, Haiti going in. They don't deserve to be going in a goal down.
No, the more you look at that goal, I mean, I think Placide more than had the measure of McGinn's shot, only for the deflection.
Bar the deflection, it was an easy one. I think it might have even probably would have hit another defender if the keeper wasn't going to save it. But
there you go, you have to ride your luck.
Well, you need a bit of luck too, Hugh. I don't mind that. You need a little bit of luck.
Yeah. And
John McGinn over the years, been a brilliant player, deserves it.
Experience, lays it off, chance for the shot again, sky high.
But certainly from the performance that Haiti have put in,
he said he was pushed in the back there. Go on.
They don't deserve to be a goal down, I have to be honest. They've been good.
Bellegarde saying, why are you giving Scotland all the decisions? He thinks he was pushed there. He wasn't. He just lost his balance when he went to hit the ball. That's it. Nothing in it. Referee spot on. Well intercepted there by Ricardo. All the way back to Placide. There you go. 8 attempts on goal, 2 on target, 6 attempts on goal, 2 on target. So it's much of a muchness really in terms of attacking stats. Delacroix to the right hand side, and Arcus. Space on the left hand side across to try and close the gap. Is Doak just helping out his teammates in defence. Back from Providence, sent forward again, and now Scotland maybe with a chance to push numbers here if they want to fancy a counter attack. Here is McGinn. You see Doak has made a run down the right hand side. The pass was meant for him. That's not a bad ball at all if he can get this under control, and he's done so. Short pass from McTominay. Doak again, gets it back. little bit too casual there.
Too casual, you're right, Hugh. That's a perfect description. Hickey, far too casual. Just pop it in first time into McTominay.
Hands on the hips from Sébastien Mignet.
Overall, I think they'll be happy here with the performance. Said everybody was writing them off pre-match and giving them no chance. They've shown up very well for him.
Yeah, there's more to come, obviously. This one, by no means done and dusted, as Scotland try and hoof that forward. Adams is giving chase here. Just the bounce, awkward or anything else. Another free. This time it goes Haiti's way. Scottish fans not too happy about that decision.
I think that evens it up there from the one Piero on Ferguson a few moments ago, because there was very little in that. That was soft.
Zarkus. Jean-Jacques. Kind of shaped as if he's getting ready to cross that one in. Martin experience, but he opted to find his teammate, his Providence. Two in front of him, one is Hickey, who hasn't committed to the tackle yet. Here's a little left-footed ball. It's going to find space there, and acres of space as well. If the control had been better there, he was offside. He was offside, but again, that gap in the Scottish defence.
Yeah, Hendry. This time we've been critical of Hanley, but that time it was Hendry. Now he steps up, but look, the line is so disjointed there. You Hendry stepping up, Hanley staying in, Robertson staying in. Not a good sign. That's a good sign.
There you go. Shanklin giving chase, gone out for a throw. We've gone the 45 and 4 minutes of injury time.
I think Clark will be over the moon to get in 1-0 up, Hugh.
Oh yeah, no question.
They haven't really performed all that great, to be honest with you.
No, it's just one of those games, really, you know.
Not that they've performed bad, they just haven't done enough to be a goal in front, in my view.
Blocked down, Gannon-Doak again, getting back to help out in defence. He's put in an awful lot of work in the first half. Set up the goal, of course. Hickey again in a bit of a wrestling match there. They're both hanging off each other's jersey. And again, Haiti are saying, why are we losing all those 50-50 calls? Do they have a point?
Well, he is holding his jersey, but he's holding his arm.
He's holding his arm?
Yeah.
I mean, how is that not a... Yeah.
And then he drags him down.
And all those 50-50 calls have gone to Scotland.
I think that's... he's fortunate there, Hickey.
Big time.
The lads know.
Algerian referee. It's not going to be any postcards from Haiti anytime soon. But experience just to kind of keep it in play. Cross from Shanklin to put a bit of pressure on him. McTominay gives it short. Doak can't hold on to it. Nice feet from Jean-Michel Bellegarde, but the miss is gone. And this time Haiti do get the free.
Great feet from Bellegarde.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. And then he just goes around Hickey here after he goes past Oak. But he will. Steve Clark, as I said, he's just delighted to get in 1-0 up at half-time.
He just lost his feet there, Ricardo Ade, but the whistle's gone for a kick in the back of the leg.
Now he should be booked for that, Dietz, in waving that brandishing. Look, McGinn is telling him here, you can't do that now, where he's brandishing the yellow card. Yeah. That's an automatic yellow card now.
I don't think the referee saw it. It was Ade, I think, on the ground, but you're right.
Dietzen ran up to him, and brandishing the yellow. That's an automatic one nowadays, especially a lot of the new rules implemented the last wee while.
Yeah. Trying to send it forward, experience again. See Piero just using all that strength of his to try and hold the ball up, wait for support to arrive.
Shanklin just gives it away. He can't relieve any pressure. Just none of them are holding up Adam Shanklin just to get them up the pitch. Just saying they'll be happy at a half-time whistle now, Scotland.
Nice little through ball, slipped it in, might get it back as well this time from Jean-Jacques. Came to nothing in the end, but there was a foul definitely on McGinn, and a little shake of the head, but referee quick to blow the whistle.
Yeah, it's good. This is lovely play here. A couple of little 1-2s.
Yeah.
It's just the pullback, just goes between 2 or 3 of them. A little bit unlucky.
Maybe just a little bit softer. There's too much on it there. Took it away from his nearest player. It's better. Shanklin dropping deep, just on his own halfway line. He's been trying to get on that ball as much as possible. It hasn't been easy for him though. To Hendry. Hanley. He's trying to press and make life difficult in the last 90 seconds or so before the half-time whistle. Lovely feet again. Gannon Doak skipping away. Beautiful stuff from the youngster. And still going inside the box. Ah, the pass, the final ball. Not worthy of the build-up. He's done everything else right, but they still have the opportunity. Now's the cross. Gone to the back post. Shanklin there. But so too many white jerseys. And Haiti should get this one clear. Now Scotland still have it. McGinn onto it. Trying to swing that boot. Now he just composes himself. Looking for a run inside. Robertson. And there is the half-time whistle. So McGinn's strike took a deflection, but he won't mind. Scotland, I'm sure, absolutely delighted to be a goal up at half-time. Haiti, though, they're here for the fight. They are here not just to take part, and they might well have a say in the second half as to the results and the points in this opening group match for both teams. Half-time score in Boston, Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Strangers at kickoff, friends by full time. Fans have more friends.
Na leihananta go naim sianta de bhar, scór, buile sa bhéin, de chéile córa clúte.
You might want to go for your usual, but I say mix it up. Just get the Raspberry Sprite Zero, now at McCafe.
You're unbelievable.
Jeff?
Enjoy 2 years of 3 5G home broadband from only €25 a month. Just plug it in and you're good to go.
Welcome to my bank. With Revolut, I can redeem airline miles from my Rev points, which I earn through everyday spending. From takeaways to household essentials. Was essential. Revolut.
Why do we look for more? Because once you've experienced better, you don't settle for less. More refinement, more intelligence, more confidence in every drive. That's why the MG262 range is designed to give you more from every... Now you're talking. Find your more at your nearest MG dealer.
I'm such a chill customer. I get 14 insurers compared for me every year.
I'm such a chill customer. I don't mind when my mother-in-law compares me to John's ex.
Strangers at kickoff.
Jane from 43.
Come in. The match is about to start.
Friends by full time.
At half-time in Boston it is Haiti 0, Scotland 1. So the Scottish Tartan Army, the happier in Boston so far. The goal coming from the Aston Villa man, John McGinn, his shot deflected in, and that is what separates the teams there. Kenny, so Scotland started quite brightly, but Haiti really grew into the game. So there was relief then when that deadlock was broken by the goal.
Yeah, certainly very kind of edgy, nervous performance from Scotland, certainly the opening 15, 20 minutes of the game. So the goal was certainly a big settler for them. It just shows the advantage of playing with two centre forwards high up the pitch. Hit Shea Adams early. It's a wonderful first touch. Get Stoke into the game. Give Adams a lot of credit. He's on the move. He's sensing there's an opportunity here at the near post. Ball falls to John McGinn. I can assure you when he takes this shot on, he's probably thinking, I've scuffed it, there's no way this ball can go in, but he gets very fortunate with deflection. That's the first touch from Adams. Keep an eye on him as he lays this ball off, just driving into that near post. It's a good save from Paslibi as the ball comes out. steadies himself, John McGinn, but that's not one of his best efforts. And it's Bellegarde just sticks out a leg here, trying to do the right thing, but only deflects it past his own goalkeeper. Bit of good fortune there from Scotland. Had they deserved it? Probably not up until that point, Claire, but yeah, probably needed it desperately in terms of settling them down into the game.
Yeah, certainly needed. And Richie, they did have a few other chances as well.
They did. They had moments. I don't think they'd be overly joyed with their performance at half-time. They'd be delighted they're in front. But Gannon Doak on the right-hand side had his moments. From the very start of the game, he looked bright. This was 3 minutes in. Not much quality to the shot, but you love the intent. In the build-up games, was really good play with Robertson on the left-hand side. They created so much. He hasn't had that much of an impact in attacking areas. This was a really good header from McTominay on the back of it. And then this is, I think, the closest they came to scoring other than their goal. Gannon Doak, again, you think, well, experience has done well there, holding him up, doesn't give away a free. And McTominay comes along, doesn't break stride, looks like he's passing it into the corner of the goal. Brilliant technique, and not the goal. But I think the Haitians are the ones who'll be far happier with how they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, we have, you know, they certainly came to make a game of it. We've seen some really decent play from them.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and a really kind of spirited performance as well. You can tell, obviously, they have a few limitations in one or two areas of the pitch, but real kind of physicality about them. Great kind of attitude, hunting the ball down, turning over the ball and counter-attacking very quickly. Decency there, probably feels that he should make better contact. He's been kind of prominent for them. Here he is again down the right-hand side, predominantly left-footed. That's a really good foot to me, so they're too easy really in terms of receiving that ball in. Bellegarde just needs a little bit more composure there in the edge of the box. That's a wonderful pass to the inside of his left foot. Isidore probably feels as if, again, he should have made some contact with that. So box to box, Claire, they've done very well. It's just that little bit of quality in around the box, whether it's a little bit of composure or a little bit more clinical. That's a decent chance there. But again, that's a bit of a panicky one from Piero. Just settles himself there, calms himself down. He strokes that into the back of the net. And they've kept coming, even when they're a goal down. They kept pushing. Their heads haven't dropped, and they're still very much in this game.
Yeah, they certainly are in the game. Well, we do have a break to take now before the second half gets underway. Can the Scots push on and claim an opening win in their first World Cup game for 28 years?
Strangers at kickoff, friends by full time. Fans have more friends.
Total Football returns, that is right. We are back to dive into the wonderful world of football. With a new studio, new faces like YouTube star David MC here, and a new season of fun and games.
Each week, we'll be bringing you pitchside and into the dressing rooms of the Irish team, the League of Ireland, and some of the top clubs across Europe.
Giving you the chance to experience match day like never before. We'll be bringing the fun.
The new series of Total Football. Catch it this summer on RTE2 or stream now on RTE Player.
You don't have to love it, but you do have to pay it. It's the law. Get yours now at tvlicence.ie or any post office.
Leave it, boy. It's been an hour and a half lifting a stone. It is an Irish tradition.
With Cash and Carry Kitchens, you can create something more. More surprises. More pride. More comfort. More togetherness. Because we tailor your kitchen to your life, we create a space for all the mores that matter. Cash and Carry Kitchens. Create something more.
I was in pain with my right hip. I googled hospitals in Belfast. Kingsbridge came up.
Public patients in the Republic of Ireland can get rapid access to cross-border surgeries at Kingsbridge private hospitals in Belfast and Derry, with medical costs reimbursed by the HSE. You don't need to be on a waiting list to access treatment at Kingsbridge. Find out more at kingsbridgeprivatehospital.com/cross-border. Kingsbridge, your fast track to 5-star care.
Strangers at kickoff.
Jane from 43.
Come in, the match is about to start.
Friends by full time.
If football were a nation,
elle serait la plus grande du monde. Si el fútbol fuera un idioma.
يتردد صداها في كل ركن من أركان الأرض.
Não importa onde estejas.
No matter who you are, te apasiona el fútbol, pertenece
to the biggest team on the planet.
El fútbol une el mundo.
Football unites the world.
You are welcome back, and here are the stats from that first half. The Scots just edging the possession. Haiti, as you see there, 8 attempts on goal to Scotland's 7. As we've been saying, Richie, they've really been in this game.
They have, yeah. Those stats don't really give... I think the biggest feeling I have after watching that half is not the stats and not how even the numbers are, but how concerned Steve Clarke will be in that dressing room, how pleased the Haitians are, how different both of the teams are in terms of who's reached their potential, who's closest to playing what they can play when things are really going their way, and there's no tie in that. It's all Haiti. So I've been really impressed by them. I've enjoyed watching them. I wanted it to be good because it's way too late to be watching football. I wanted something to keep us interested. But every time, like Kenny showed the chances there, how often did they get the ball and just run through the middle of the park?
Yeah.
Or go out wide, get a ball into the box unchallenged? Or the first man will win the ball? Or on 2 occasions, the centre forward, whether it was Isidore or who else, just took the ball down in the box. Like, those are little moments where if you're on the touchline, you're looking in going, we're losing duels, we're losing battles. There's so much evidence here that we're about to come a cropper here, so big changes are needed.
As the lads mentioned in commentary there as well, Kenny, you know, their teams, they look like they have resilience, they have a spirit, and I suppose coming from how they got to here, they have to have that in the group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've seen it in the first half in terms of how they carried themselves and kind of worked for each other. Rich spoke about how they broke one from midfield and quickly got up the pitch. That's a concern for me. Yeah. I don't think the partnership of McTominay and Ferguson is working in central midfield. I think he might have to sacrifice one of the strikers, get McTominay into that number 10 position, and Ryan Christie for me is somebody who can come into centre midfield, you know, just get a little bit more solidity into that central area of the pitch. They're a goal up now, and you have to give the Haitians a bit of respect in terms of how they've played first half. I think you have to recognise that, how they played, where your deficiencies have been, and make maybe 1 or 2 small adjustments. And for me, maybe taking off a striker and getting an extra central midfielder in there is probably the right move.
It's just way too open in there at the moment. They're not having to be overly clever. They're just getting it and running and being quite direct and really effective.
It could get very nervous for Scotland, couldn't it? I mean, we know how much they need these 3 points.
They do. Look, if like ideal scenario, they come out and get a second and they can start breathing out ever so slightly. But I think it's a real increase in performance is what they need, because if you're talking about nerves in the Scottish dressing room, you're talking about confidence in the Haitians. You're talking about belief. You're talking about a little group of players looking at each other going, you know, we're in this, we've got them. And pointing to loads of what-if moments that we showed where they could have gone, you know, with the break of a ball or a bounce. The thing that Scotland got to get their goal is the thing the Haitians haven't got, and that's been really the only difference.
And there are a few options on the bench as well, haven't they? The all-time record goal scorer is on the bench.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to do anything different, though. I think they've been a threat, the front two kind of partnership. These we've spoken about off the right-hand side. Bellegarde, that kind of energy levels in there. So just that little bit of composure, a bit of calmness at key moments. That's what all they've been lacking, Claire.
And I think as well, like we touched on before the game, if you're a coach and you're picking the same 11 players for 3 games in a row, you know, you've got your favourites. You know, you're clearly saying that these are the ones who are going to deliver. So unless there's a need to change, I wouldn't expect to change in the next while.
OK, well, we're nearly ready for the second half in Boston. But first, here's what's coming up next at the World Cup. Australia and Turkey are up at 5 a.m. That's their Group D game in Vancouver. Then on Sunday evening, it's Germany against Curacao in Group E. That kicks off at 6 o'clock. All the games live here on RTE2 and on the RTE player. So we're about ready to go in Boston, but literally, Scotland just need to really be that bit more clinical?
Well, they do. I mean, what they have to do is keep a clean sheet, and then it's a dream scenario. They've got 3 points in their opening game, and they're really in a strong position going into their 2 most difficult games in the group. But in midfield, they need to have more of a presence. And I think in defence, Aaron Hickey on the right-hand side a couple of times have been caught out, the two centre-halves who we mentioned before the game. I think both of those have looked a little bit weak as well at times. So there are individuals all over the place who'll be looking at themselves at half-time thinking, this is nowhere near the performance I can give. This is like all the hype and the months of the build-up and all the historic nature of them getting here. That individually, some of them will have to be really disappointed with what they've shown so far. Having said all that, this is tournament football and you win or you don't. And they're in a winning position at the moment, so there's no need for the heads to massively drop. They've all been around the block, all those Scottish players, and that manager, they're in front. They're not pulling up trees in terms of the performance. They will get stick for this performance, but if they win, all of that will be secondary.
I suppose they have baggage, don't they, around the tournaments, Kenny, so did doubts start to creep in then?
Yeah, certainly it's a pressurised situation. We spoke about it before the game. This feels like a must-win game. Alan Cawley alluded to. I think he's right. You just get a sense of they're feeling that kind of pressure. That's how they kind of started the game, almost if they walked onto the pitch with that kind of pressure on their shoulders. So not easy to release that. And as long as these Haitians stay in the game, keep it at 1-0 going into the latter stages of the game, you know, it could be some very nervous moments for these Scottish players in the second half.
OK, well, let's see how it works out. Let's hand it back over to our commentators, Alan and Hugh.
Thanks indeed, Claire. Haiti making their way back onto the pitch. Scotland, as you can see, led by their captain Andy Robertson, coming back with a 1-goal cushion. Interesting to see if there are any changes, at least tactically, Alan, if not in terms of personnel for the second half. But I mean, if you're Steve Clark, would you be in a rush to change things? I know there's some suggestions there from Kenny, and Richie about what they could do. But what do you think his most likely approach is here?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what the lads said, really, in terms of, and we kind of touched on it just before the half-time break, he'd be absolutely delighted that they're a goal up, but of course he'd be a little bit concerned, not just in terms of performance, but I suppose with the performance of Haiti also, because they've given them lots of problems. And one of those areas that the boys touched on is that centre of the pitch, and that combination between McTominay, who's their best player really, and he's shown up very well in the game. But Hugh, he loves to get forward, and we've seen that with the shot, and that's all he wants to do, and his natural enthusiasm is to get forward and get himself into goal scoring positions. He also had the header, but in doing that you leave Ferguson so isolated in that middle area of the pitch on his own, because you're playing with two centre forwards as well, in Shankland and in Che Adams. So the problem that he has there is you don't want to leave Ferguson isolated, because we've seen, not just with their physicality, also their running power and their ability to get forward as well, with the two players who are very capable of bringing them into play. So that gives midfielders the option that I can get forward, because I know I can trust my centre forward that he will hold it up for us and get us involved in the game, so it's not really a risk. So I think it's a problem there, and something that he will have to look at. I think Kenny's solution was Ryan Christie, and I think it's a good one, because Ryan Christie playing at a really good level, obviously in the Premier League as well, a very good player, experienced player, and has played a lot for Scotland at this level as well. So you could sacrifice one of the forwards. Shankland hasn't really been involved, and just to get another body in that central area of the pitch, just to shore it up a little bit. It's not negative, it's just kind of finding a solution to a problem.
It's pragmatic, right? You know?
Yeah, but they're winning, they're a goal lead, and you don't want, it's not to suggest that they'll just sit back then. Yeah. Christie offers a goal threat as well, but it just gives you that little bit more security in the middle of the pitch, which is so important.
Play restarts from the middle of the pitch as Haiti will go in search of that goal to try and level the match. Scotland, I'm sure, if they got a second, will be over the moon, and that bit of breathing space that would make life so much easier for them, as Angus Gunn has to clear it first time. This touch going to be sent it back, and then Uppercoat some experience again. I tell you what, he needs to be careful here, because that is 3 or 4 times that he has done that, and he has not been picked up any one of those times.
Yeah, I've been so disappointed with him, Hickey. He's been a real letdown in terms of his defending. Again, that's basic enough stuff, Hugh, but look,
it's so obvious.
Yeah, of course it is. Now, he's been good, to be fair. Providence, he's caused them a lot of problems, but Hickey has to do better there, and as you said, that's his 3rd or 4th foul, hence why he's getting booked. But that right side of defensive area where you have Hickey and Hanley, wouldn't be too confident in either of those two.
There's the quick feeds. You can see what he's trying to do, just way too much on it, just a heavy strike of the ball, and Scotland maybe get away with one there. It didn't look like the rest of the teammates were fully ready for that ball to be taken, but here's Hanley under a bit of pressure, back to Gunn, has to deliver it first time again.
He's a couple of fullbacks on the bench as well. Ralston, Celtic fans will be fully aware of him, plays fullback, and also you have Nathan Patterson. So he's gone with Hickey. Hickey's got the vote of confidence ahead of those two tonight, but he's on a yellow now. It'd be a worry for me because Providence has been very lively, as has Dietzen on that right hand side.
Direct ball again up for Piero to try and win the header. He can't do so. Ball on the ground to speedster Gallen-Doak. Gets the 1-2 back. He's going to get there first time. Just missing out. Good defending, to be fair, as well, from Han Delacroix.
Brilliant defending, Hugh, because he is a real speedster. I once forgot, isolated that we won 1v1 situation. I thought he was away, Doug. He's been the outlet all night, but it's a bit predictable as well for me, Hugh. You know, you're becoming a bit reliant on just that one ball down that right hand side.
And Haiti will just shore up that side if they can, but big unit there at the back, isn't he? Han Delacroix.
Ideally you want to be carrying a threat from 2 or 3 sides of the pitch, really, through the middle, over the left hand side. And again, it's very narrow, as we know.
He's going to leave it for his captain, Placide. Straight down that left flank. Again, bit of shove in the back there. Hickey has been involved in all those tangles since the play restarted. This time he wins the free.
Earlier, and he just wasn't prepared for it. Eventually it's found its way to him here, but he wanted to play it much quicker. Tomlin now to find themselves in a situation where it's just going to be a punt from the keeper and they're giving possession away. 3
times he's had Haitian player just bearing down on top of him. Here's McGinn, nice feeds and lovely pass. Really good stuff from McGinn. Gallen-Doak just to settle it down. Hickey back to McTominay. Oh, lovely. He just lost his feet. Now, was that because of a tackle, or did he just slip on the thing? I think he got the free. He did win the free. It did look like there was a foot that was just left in there a little bit too long, just there.
Maybe a lack of experience that time from
6-1. Now, opportunity here from the dead ball to try and just give them something to think about. They've gone short to Gallen-Doak, so maybe he'll attempt to put in a cross himself under real pressure and has lost it. You see, that's the disadvantage if you do take it quickly. And Haiti were away to the danger there. Just drifted slightly there. Providence, one of the goals, did very, very well. And here's Collins Arcus. Back to Ricardo Ade. This is experience. Space on that right flank. Wind is closing the gap. Short with the pass this time. Dietzen. Robertson knows of experience in these situations. He's not going to fall for any quick feet, but Haiti still keeping it alive. Short pass again. Bellegarde. That one just going to go over the end line and out for a goal kick.
He knows himself. 4-1. He's better than that. Well, I think he'd be over the moon, this manager. Mignet, he'd be absolutely delighted, and you can see the concern on Steve Clark's face. Stephen Naismith with him there. When you think of what's at stake here, Hugh, they've never got out of a group stage in any of the tournaments that they've qualified, whether it be Euros, World Cup. They've never got that monkey off their back and get themselves into a knockout. So this is the real opportunity. The fact that we feel as though 3 points will probably get you there.
And I think 28 years ago they were the only side they were actually unbeaten after the group stage and still couldn't get out because of the goal difference, which was, when you think about the bad luck in that scenario. But anyway, look,
but the format favours them now because there's so many teams, and as I said, you'd expect 3 points will get you there. So if you were to pick up the 3 points on the opening night, especially when you think of what has to come with Brazil and Morocco, what we've just watched.
How impressed were you about Morocco in particular?
Oh, I thought Morocco were the better team. I thought they were fantastic. You were really good, Jack. Young kid in midfield.
No flash in the pan 4 years ago. They looked better even.
18 years of age, absolutely outstanding. So that's what's to come for Scotland. So this is a huge, huge 45 minutes. Their campaign.
There's the big man Piero again, having a wrestling match with 2 Scottish players in the back. Wins the free this time and did very well. He is a big unit, isn't he? Looks a bit like a Bowie, but Bowie wasn't that big, was he?
Big boy, yeah. And Isidore's more mobile. than him. He's the one that's kind of roaming around. But both of them are a handful. Hence why he's the top scorer is left on the bench.
Absolutely. And where it goes to Providence. One-on-one here. Hickey just having to check in as Gannon Dokes just shielding him away from the box as far away as he can. But chance for the cross still here. Left-footed swing in. Experience. That was a poor effort. And a bit of a let-off, to be honest. Slow start to the second half. Took a deflection off Hickey. That's why I didn't quite see that first time round. So corner kick. Scotland need to be careful here. First half it was maybe causing a few problems when the ball was placed in, particularly on the wider side and across. And he was having a word there with Isidore. Taking short. Back post, nobody there.
It's too easy that, the way he just picks up corner so easily there. He's allowed to turn. Just see that, that's far too easy. Ben Doak, or even Robertson has to get closer to the ball there and try and stop the cross. It's overhit, thankfully, from their point of view, but it's far too easy.
Foot back. Outside. It's waiting for the flag. Can take a while for the flag to go up.
Yeah, and in this tournament, it's a frustration of mine when they hold on to it, but the ones that are as clear and as obvious as that, just put it up right now.
Yeah, he's right behind as well. I don't know, I kind of have a theory that like VAR is not helping the linesmen to make decisions sometimes, and they're waiting for the nod in their ear for approval to know that they're definitely right, rather than stick a flag up and maybe be wrong. Back for the ball there, and you can see what that means to Gannon Dokes, fighting for every bit of possession. Tell you what, if they do come through this match with a win, they'll have a huge amount of this guy to thank for it.
Yeah, he's played really well, Doak, obviously in attacking sense, but that's brilliant defending, because Providence is a tricky character. They're strong down the left. Experience as well when he's coming down helping him, Providence, so really good defending. Not so sure about the chanting into the crowd after 53 minutes. Long way to go yet.
Whatever gets you going, huh? Flimsy challenge, but again, referee says play on. So for Scotland, the pace of the second half has just faded off a bit. Maybe that is down to the conditions.
I would think so, Hugh. Yeah, 100%.
Sticky.
And also, the restarts are far quicker. The likes of this now with the new rule, you can see the referee just holding up his hand, counting down to 5 seconds. So the ball is coming into play a lot quicker than what we've seen in recent times in the game. So
there's not as much time to break and rest.
Exactly, and you're expending a lot more energy because the ball is in play so much more, which is a really good thing, Hugh.
Yeah.
Like the amount of football you watch nowadays, it drive you up the walls with stop, start, the nature of a VAR, managers encouraging time wasting and all sorts, long throws taking an age to take. So the ball, if you watch all the games, which is a really good introduction, it's a great ball.
Super ball in the box. Oh, just a chance in the back for Gannon Dokes. First ball was meant for Shanklin. He couldn't quite get there. Beautiful inviting ball straight across. Goalkeeper's nightmare, this one.
Andy Robertson, how often have we seen this in a Liverpool jersey? What a delivery into the box. Shanklin just can't get on the end of it, and Dokes following up either can't get any good contact, but much better from Scotland.
Well, he appreciates the ball. More of those, please, boss. And it did go behind for a corner kick, which John McGinn will take. Chance for Scotland here. Adams up there, standing at the front post. A couple have gone to him already. See where McGinn can put this one. In swinger, it's headed away. Adams again, first to react to it. Did it come off? It did. It'll be another corner.
What a delivery by Robertson. Just feeding it into that lovely area. Shanklin should have been on his toes, really, getting on the end of it.
John McGinn again. This time to the back post. Not a bad effort. McTominay just took a bit of a bang to the forward as he went ahead. That's clash of heads. Got up well though, didn't he? And bang. Yeah, nasty one that.
Yeah, like there's almost a glow off McTominay. I can't believe you. I've never seen a fella go from almost like a bit par player.
It's the Italian sheen
to a film star almost. Like it's incredible the difference and the transformation in him and how well he's playing. Fair play to him. He's absolutely brilliant.
He must be bathing in olive oil.
Genuinely, he's gone from like a soap star in Coronation Street to a film star in Hollywood. It's absolutely incredible.
There you go. Some people just need to get the hell out of Manchester to blossom, you know. It can wither the best of flowers, Old Trafford. Anyway, Haiti have it. Searching still for an equaliser, searching for a fluid attack that actually might produce a decent effort on goal. We haven't had one from them in the second half. That's a poor pass again, pretty well marshalled, pretty well dealt with, and scooped away by Ferguson. And so, bit of a late challenge went in there. Referee not happy. He's going to play back, and I think rightly so.
Yeah, good centre forward play. That's exactly what you want, in terms of holding the ball up. Lovely little layoff. He wins the free. But that's what you want, because it just relieves a little bit of pressure and allows your team just to get up the pitch as well. There's nothing worse than you're putting balls up to the front men. It's just coming straight back on top of you.
Space on that left now. He gives it in play. That's a decent ball to Hendry. Gets it back down towards Robertson. Came off him. It'll be a goal kick.
Here, Hendry did well just stepping into the play. A couple of little 1-2s.
There's a couple of young Scots. I'll tell you what, they'll never forget this, will they?
It's amazing.
Brilliant. What a treat.
The stadiums do look incredible, I have to be honest.
They do. They do. The Yanks know how to do pageantry. They know how to get their facilities in top working order, and everything so far has flowed very well.
Yeah, just you mentioned a couple of moments just about the drop in intensity. It's actually helped Scotland, Hugh.
Yeah.
Haiti don't seem to be playing with that kind of zest and energy that they were in the first half.
No, definitely not. Goes across. It's an inviting looking ball as well. Was there a hand in the back there? Well, you can see that Jack Hendry was just turning away from the referee to plead his innocence. But again, Haiti fans calling for something. Don't think there's anything in it really. Flick on, lovely ball. Inviting as well for Robertson to try and put it across. Shankland was there again, just a little bit too far in front of him. But Scotland growing into the second half.
Yeah, much better from Scotland, Hugh. Good passage of play again down that left-hand side. Now, there's nothing in that. Hendry did well. But the passage of play that, again, it was Adams who showed up. Played a lovely little ball around the corner for Robertson. Decent ball again into the box to win a corner. Much better from Scotland.
What can they do from here?
Yeah, it's been a much better opening 15 minutes in this second half than it was in the first half for them.
This time it's Ferguson to take it on the opposite side. Three players standing outside the box, as you can see there, including Shankland, which is a little bit unusual. I wonder what they're going to try and do from here. It's a high looping ball, really, more than anything else. Adams at the back post. And the sole player up front for Haiti at the moment is Providence. Now he's joined by a couple of white jerseys. Can he keep the ball, though? Too many red and pink jerseys around him, but he's won the free and did well.
Did very well, yeah. Shankland probably lucky not to get booked for that. He was cynical enough here, even though Providence, what's probably helped Shankland, he hasn't gone over. But look, he tries to trip him there. That's cynical.
Foot, wasn't it? Good space on this left-hand side. Still a quat. Suhadi. And room here again for Martin Experience. It's a scoop, suit Scotland all day, you imagine. Yeah. Just, happy to sit back, transfer.
Well, there's just
side to side.
Yeah, and it's so slow, pedestrian at this stage.
It is. Experience again. Needs to try and get something in there. That's not a bad ball. Again, you can just see Bureau. Flag was up on the far side.
Yeah, it will suit Scotland. That's what we've seen. Maybe he's deciding to make a change.
Yeah, it's Casemiro who's going to come in place of Lucius Dietzen, who's been quiet in the second half. In fact, I don't think he's hardly touched the ball in the second half, but he put in a good shift for the first 45, so Casemiro's in.
Yeah, he's been going back, facing towards his own goal in the second half more than he was going forward, because Robertson started the second half really, really well.
There's Doak again. It's in centre midfield.
Good ball.
Good ball from Ferguson again. Trying to get McGinn onto it. Still McGinn. Was he chopped down? He was chopped down. He's given a free. As I say, the pass into him was that did the damage, really.
Yeah, he picked up a lovely position, and it's the first time we've seen Ferguson probably play one of those kind of penetrative passes just through the lines, Hugh.
Yeah.
We've seen very little of that. We mentioned Scotland are not a possession-based team anyway. They're quite happy to sit in. As I said, Doak is the outlet down the right-hand side. Any of their nice little patterns generally comes down the left-hand side with Robertson and McGinn. But that was a good pass from Ferguson.
So Robertson can manage from here. It was a rough-looking ball, to be honest with you. I don't know, my lip reading isn't the best there from Hendry, but we've kind of come off the referee's foot, which is why he blew the whistle. Is Hendry asking for advantage or something? I don't know. There wasn't much room there anyway, in either direction.
Again, these stoppages don't suit Scotland. They haven't been able to build up a head of steam at all, Haiti, the second half.
The Scottish fans not too happy. Nice ball. Nice control as well. First touch for the new man, Casemir. Lays it off. Back to Casemir. Bit of room here. Room down a blind alley though, and good tackle there from Shankland. Holding his feet well. Still Shankland did very well. Did he give away the free? No, it's a free to Scotland. He did very well.
Yeah, brilliant from Shankland, just back helping out. Like we mentioned the problem, Hugh, in terms of maybe half-time and a suggestion about getting another midfielder on there to shore things up, but Shankland has actually been a lot deeper in this second half in helping out those two. In McTominay and Ferguson, they look a lot more assured in that middle of the park this second half. A lot down to the fact the intensity has dropped as well. But they look a lot more settled and in more control. They never looked in control in that first half.
No, they didn't.
Where they look like they're managing things quite well now.
Yeah. I know, but if you're Brazilian, you're Moroccan, you're looking on at this, you know, the key to get at Scotland is to keep the pace of the attack and keep the intensity up. They don't like it.
I think Morocco and Brazil
they might manage that. They might manage that.
I think they'll be okay when it comes to Scotland and Haiti.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, you know, when the pace falls off they look much more comfortable, but I don't know if Haiti are capable of picking up again, you know, maybe they're trying as well, heavy legs.
Yeah. No, they're in the dream scenario now, Scotland, because they're 1-0 up, they're managing the game, they don't have to take any risks or chances, just the likes of this, the first time they've been open the second half.
It's an inviting ball, too inviting as it turns out, too far ahead of the oncoming Danley Jean-Jacques. It's of the hand just to apologise.
That was the first time really that they were just caught out in the middle of the park in the second half. But they're in control now, Hugh. This is the dream scenario for Steve Clarke, to be a goal up, controlling things in and out of possession. No real kind of effort for shots at goal.
It took too long. There you go. That's
he needs to be careful. He's too casual in everything that he does in his defending, in possession, throw-ins. He knows the new rules. Taking too long.
Well, he got away with a few in the first half as well. If you add those into the mix.
So again, for anyone that doesn't know, that's the new rule that's come in. That
5 seconds.
Yeah. Once the ball is picked up and he has the ball in his hands, it's 5 seconds. And he should know that. They all know it.
Should know it. To be fair.
It's a good rule. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and as I said,
of course, it's all been undone by these bloody hydration breaks. It's going to take it a couple of minutes' time. But as a rule to carry forward, I think it's definitely worth
and even in terms of the restart, it gets the ball back in play here instead of fellas taking an age to take a throw in.
Yeah.
But Hickey's been very sloppy.
You know, in terms of they carry this forward, the 5 second rule now into say the Premier League, you mightn't see as many long throws.
Yeah, because it takes an age
for them to go back and forward.
Which would only be a good thing.
I like the long throws.
Well, the odd one's all right, not 20 in a game.
I like as many as possible. If there's only long throws, I'd be happy. Right, Haiti still trying to launch something that might break the deadlock for them. That's too far ahead with Angus Gunn. Just have to take it at the first top. It's Francis Ngannou who he looks like. You know, the UFC fighter. He's an absolute spitting image of him. Not as big as Francis Ngannou, but definitely Piero is the head of Ngannou. It was driving me mad all match. I got it now.
Here's your break now we were talking about.
Here we go.
But again, this just feeds into Scotland. This is ideal. There's been no momentum built up at all since half-time from Haiti. They're so comfortable now, Scotland. Again, you just take your 3 minutes, take the steam out of it.
Yeah, and do you know what, as well, if you're Steve Clark now, I think he's pretty confident, unless they bring on 3 or 4 substitutions that will change things. I think he's pretty confident that Scotland have the measure of Haiti to see this one out now as things stand.
100%. Since half-time, they've been much more assured, in and out of possession. Defensively, they've looked secure. All those problems that Haiti were causing in the first half between Isidore and Piero, we haven't really seen in the second half. Bellegarde hasn't been as prominent. The one that he broke away there, he overhit the pass. So now he has the problems. It's switched back to him.
Yeah.
And he's under pressure now. And he has to come up with the solutions. Well, you mentioned it there, Hugh. You don't think they have the gears to go through?
No.
They don't, Haiti.
And they put a huge amount of effort and resolve into that first half. And that sometimes happens. You know, you think you can keep going, and all of a sudden the legs are just dead. And there's nothing there.
Absolutely. And I think that's what we've seen, really. They won't give up by any means. Like, they're obviously very kind of dogged in the way they go about it. They certainly won't give up, and they're in the game at 1-0. But just in terms of the transformation from what we watched in the first 45 minutes to the opening kind of 22, 23 here, they're in total control now, Scotland. And they'll feel that themselves, the players. The players would have been at half-time kind of unsure and thinking we're in a bit of a dogfight here. But now you can see them all kind of, they know themselves.
I think they have the measure. Look, you know, unless Haiti can pull something out, and look, that's what the bench is for. If Sébastien Migné feels he can just inject a bit of something here, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's important from the Scottish point of view as well. Concentration levels. It only takes a lapse, like we spoke about Hickey there, switching off in his defensive duties, but also like that's a lack of concentration, not knowing the rule and getting penalised for that. So it only takes a moment of a lapse, and he could give away a silly free kick or a penalty or something. So that's one thing they'll have to be vigilant of in the next kind of period of the game also. They'll never be closer, Hugh, to getting.
No, this is it.
The opening 3 points.
We've got to see out the next 20 minutes or so.
He's calling 2 substitutes there, Steve Clark, so he's getting ready to make a couple of changes.
Yeah.
But my issue with the hydration break, Hugh, is like, see, it's twofold really. See, if you're winning,
too long.
But if you're winning, it's a dream scenario. You're loving this if you're Scotland.
Yeah.
But if you're the chasing team and all, it just takes all the momentum out of anything you're trying to do.
Is it not too long though? As well?
It's ridiculous. I've no time for it. It's ruining the game. It's become 4 quarters now.
This is what they love in American sports, man. You know.
But they'll argue it's for player welfare or not. It's all commercial revenue in terms of adverts and all sorts of stuff.
Yesterday we did the match we're doing last night, USA-Paraguay. They were late coming back from the hydration break because Fox went to an ad break, and they insisted that the hydration break stayed until the ad break was over.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was working with you last night. Do you not remember?
I do, yeah. But you were kind of forgettable, to be honest with you. Anyway, Scotland back underway, back in possession, and back down that left-hand flank where John McGinn gets a shove in the back. Over he goes. A little bit too easy maybe, but you know what, there was contact, and he will take that contact and go to ground all day long.
You know who's been excellent in the second half? Andy Robertson. That again, a brilliant ball down the left hand side to McGinn, and if ever there's a fella, wily old fox, who'll be managing the game, picking up free kicks, McGinn is perfect in that scenario. But Robertson's been brilliant second half.
He has. McTominay, well, he had a header early on in the first half that he just couldn't keep down. He is tall. He does like to get up there. Let's see what Robertson can do in terms of delivery. There's a young William Wallace there, nicely painted up and everything. There you go. Another goal now has surely killed this one off. Back post, bit of a tangle, bit of a fall. It was McTominay who went down. He's saying contact, he's saying penalty.
Yeah, look at this.
VAR will have a look. I'd like to see it again. Now watch McTominay there at the top of your screen. Hands on him.
No, not for me. Not enough.
Not enough. There's not enough. No. There is contact, but not enough for a penalty. It's good defending, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. See, he likes that. That's a sloppy pass handling.
Under pressure, Hanley. And, you know, he had Piero breathing down his throat there. Don't take too many risks with that man, about you. Nice cut off in the middle. Ade tries to give it through. Piero goes down like a sack of spuds, and referee was not buying that for 1 second. Down the left-hand flank again, Robertson getting forward.
It's so noticeable as well, Hugh, that the ones that do bring a bit of quality, like Robertson, the level he's played at for the last number of years.
Yeah, you can see it.
When it goes to him again, McTominay, like it's blindingly obvious that they're a level above the rest of them.
Yeah, just that extra bit of time in the ball, well used to the pace. Oh, let it go, lovely. And again, Robertson, can he get the left footed? He can. Too many defenders in there, and Delacroix gets it away. Chance might break kindly here for McGinn. Pulls it across the face of goal. Again, he's pleading for contact in the box there, but the shot wasn't on target. What an opportunity that was.
Yeah, brilliant little header just here to win the second ball, and it's Hickey, good header, decent touch.
Bang.
Nice. You get your shot off, you're not getting anything for that, McGinn.
No.
Should be hitting the target.
Should have hit the target. Relieved Johnny Placide in the Haiti goal. Now it's their turn to have an attack. That's not a bad cross. Might fall here for the snapshot. No, he's just taking it down. Space on the outside. Oh, chance at the back post. Sliding in was Wilson Isidore. Just couldn't meet it on time.
It's poor this from Doak. I know he's a forward player, but it's so easy for him just to let Providence cut inside there and get the shot off. I thought Hanley might stick out the arm as well. He takes it away just in time. I'm so nervous watching Hanley. He just snatches at that, McGinn.
It was a clumsy tackle, but you're never going to get them to say after you hit the ball, really. Out of the gun. Straight down the middle. Again, wrestling match there. Looked like with Shanklin. But it's Haiti who get the free. And again, they want to take it quickly. That's just poor. I mean, they're keen to try and make the most of whatever time is left, I know, but you've got to take those frees and hit a target. Here's Robertson, plays it infield to nobody. Waiting for it was Martin, experience.
First mistake, Robertson played really well.
Trying to get away from the tackle. That's lovely dribbling, lovely balance, lovely composure. Trying to pile it up the bar.
To the bench, he's gone off. There is 3 subs getting ready, Hugh, to come on, but Doak is definitely gone.
Well, he's played his part, to be fair. Most of it in the first half. Hasn't really seen the ball in the last 10 minutes or so, but he was the hand from that first half. So substitutions then.
Ryan
Christie coming in. When you flagged that would probably happen. The lads flagged it at half-time as well. To just set it up. Midfield.
Dykes in and out. Yeah, he's taking them off now. He struggled all night. I'm surprised he's lasted this long, to be honest with you.
Nathan Patterson coming in his place. And Joseph getting ready to be introduced for Haiti as well.
Surprised at that one. Isidore hasn't been as prominent in the second half, but I would have left him on. And again, strangely enough, it's not the lad that scored all the goals in qualification. Duckens, Nazon. He's on Joseph instead.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on there. And
something might have happened or something. We're not privy to, obviously, we haven't heard anything, but
the fact that he was the joint top scorer in the CONCACAF qualifiers, so you would have thought maybe if he didn't start, he'd be next in line to come on at least. He's down the pecking order.
Goes to Providence. Tracking back is Ryan Christie. You see that one out. 15 minutes left to play.
So Christie has come on to this right to place the Doak. Nathan Patterson's gone in right full instead of Hickey, and Dykes just playing it alongside Shanklin there. Straight swap.
No change. Nice little flick behind. But Scotland had enough jerseys there to deal with it. Almost a dream first touch for Joseph, but it's a nice touch here, isn't it?
It's a great first touch, and only for McTominay was alert to the danger. Gets in, just ahead of the midfield player that was advancing, was out for a corner. They're just having a little spell now, Haiti.
Yeah.
First time in the second half, really, the last 2 or 3 minutes. There's a little bit of urgency about them.
Sometimes you can make 3 substitutions at once as well. It just can be the time when the team is a little bit disjointed, perhaps. The new players getting used to the tempo of the game, time to strike.
Yeah, absolutely, Hugh, yeah. But they know that Haiti, they're running out of time, so they have to throw caution to the wind at some point. Because the second half, they haven't shown anything, really.
No. Thought about the long-range strike there. Casemiro, but thought better of it. It's back with matching experience. Gives it short to Riccardi. Search for Casemiro. Down that left flank. Good ball. Going to continue his run. Back to Casemiro.
It's good player experience.
Yeah, he's done well there.
It's a lovely left foot.
Ade. To the back post. Casemiro again. Nice touch. Takes it on the chest. 1 touchdown. Still going. Casemiro almost off his balance. Pulled it back. Looking for support. They're going to try a shot here now. There's no real power behind any of that. There's a chance. Straight off. I think Hanley, who's the biggest player in the Scotland team, but still chance for Haiti. Inside the box. The shot goes in. Came off the chest, I think, of Nathan Patterson. Trying to keep his hands down.
Yeah, I praised McTominay, but he was so poor there, giving the ball away, and then his reaction was poor as well. Oh, they're going to look at this at it. I hope not.
It's gone for a corner anyway.
Yeah. Christie, you mentioned about making the substitution too. Yeah, Christie gets caught out on this right-hand side as well. So this is the spell.
This is the spell for Haiti. Find somebody just to try and direct something on target again. Good interception there from Lyndon Dykes.
Brilliant defensive header by Dykes, and he gets up the pitch as well to put a bit of pressure on him.
Still Haiti, still attacking, still trying to find an equaliser. That was a snapshot to nothing, and it was at nothing, to be honest with you. No power.
Just the substitutions down this right-hand side, Christie and Patterson.
You have to hit the tempo, are they?
They're just finding it hard to hit the pitch of the game, which is difficult here. You're coming into a World Cup game. It's hard in any game coming on a sub.
Nice little flick in behind.
But just for the first kind of instance in this second half that they're under a little bit of pressure. We mentioned how in control they looked and managing the game. But they are having a little bit of a spell, Haiti, now.
Dykes again, nice touch. Couple of nice cameos from him. Patterson just looking at that replay, he did well to keep that hand down. Every time you've seen a defender, even if your arm is any way detached from your shoulder and you're risking the handball. As we approach the last 10 minutes plus whatever injury time. McGinn leaves a go. Still McGinn. Just going to get this possessed here now because Haiti look at the counter attack now. 3-on-3 coming back, 4 back for Scotland. What can they finish from here? The through ball meant to find Providence. Tight angle. Good defending to get back again, and Grant Hanley to cut out the shot, but they can't afford to be caught on that counter attack.
No, again it's McGinn who gives it away, but a brilliant counter attack. But watch Patterson there, he's only on the pitch.
Stewart's getting nervous out.
Look what's in front of him.
I tell you, there's not enough drinks for that kind of heartache.
But just the breakaway there, it was Patterson. Yeah, he gets caught out. And Providence, who's played really well in the game, but it's just the pass just sent him too wide, Hugh. And we mentioned how he's so right-footed. The same with Dietzen on the other side was so left-footed. He was really kind of reluctant to use his left foot. Difficult angle as well, but it's gone for the corner. But they are having a proper spell now.
Whips one in, decent ball, has to be cleared. Nervous times for Scotland fans, nervous times for Rod Stewart. May get one of those vodka martinis or whatever he's drinking. No handbags and glad rags for that man, huh? Back it goes to Placide. Haiti are having the purple patch. Can they make it count? That's a poor pass from the goalkeeper.
It's a let off for Scotland. That the goalkeeper just boots one up to the other keeper, especially when they're under a bit of pressure at the moment. See the referee just telling them there again to restart. It's good. Get the ball back and play. That's what we want.
Carney now, again, looking for the cross almost, but straight into the nearest defender. Put out in the middle there by Jean-Michel Bellegarde. This is gone. Scots fans don't like it, but Haiti get another chance to get ball and spell in possession.
I didn't think that was a free.
No, it didn't look very soft, did it? 2 more substitutions. Really is emptying the bench here. So on comes McLean, 23, and Curtis, 22.
Yeah, McGinn put in a real shift. John McGinn played a lot of football this year with Aston Villa, going deep into the European competition as well. He's the one. He's the difference maker, Hugh.
Yeah.
Probably the luckiest goal he'll ever score, but probably one of his most favourites and most memorable if it stays this way.
Absolutely. So off goes Shanklin and off goes McGinn.
Shanklin put in a good shift as well. Second half showed up a little bit better.
A bit of tireless work, you know, like
just thankless stuff.
Thankless that you have to just do, but you're not going to get a huge amount of praise or credit for. But he did it well. Just cut out in midfield there. Crystal had gone for a foul. I think it was McTominay who gave away the free last 7.5 minutes plus injury time. Haiti, is it ever going to happen for them? Scotland, I'm sure every second that goes by they'll be listening. It was twice as fast.
Yeah, so Kenny McLean has just dropped in one there, pushed McTominay up one. He's alongside Dykes now. Kenny McLean in alongside Ferguson.
McTominay. On the left hand side, Robertson. Lovely, well, almost a lovely ball. He's trying to find Curtis there.
I think he wanted Curtis to come back to him rather than running away from him. It was a harder pass then.
Curtis obviously playing football with Rangers, but he was on loan with Kilmarnock for the second half of the season. Did very well there. Nice winger, loads of pace. A little bit not quite as quick maybe as Gannon Doak, but that same type of mould. They're tricky, you know, difficult to handle.
He'll be the outlets open in this second half, well, this last 7-8 minutes. They just don't want it to be dropping too deep.
No.
Just invite pressure.
6 minutes and change now just to see this one out. Haiti are not giving up the ghost yet. They're still pressing for that equaliser. Is it in the locker? Is it there? There's Bellegarde just delaying slightly, waiting for the right pass. The nearest man was the right pass, Jean-Jacques. Here's the cross into the centre. Left and wide, but that was so close from the big man. Piero got up beautifully, whipped in the cross, just couldn't keep it on target. That was a huge chance, Alan Cawley.
What a chance, Piero, unbelievable. I thought it was in, Hugh. I thought it was a fantastic header nestled into that corner, but you can see Jack Hendry's reaction straight away. He runs out to young Curtis and has a go at him for letting the cross come in too easily. But Piero, what a chance for him.
Francis Ngannou, I told you, absolute head of him. But I tell you, that was a header chance, and he really should have done better. Got to get it on targets. Taking Dykes, dispossessed. Haiti now, the tails are up, and they found that burst of energy from somewhere. All this attacking football, bound to rub off somewhere. Now, chance here, Joseph, trying to skip infield. Taken away by McTominay. In fact, it wasn't McTominay at all, but here he is now on the ball, trying to skip away. Still, Scott McTominay. Just trying to keep possession somehow. Lovely feet. Find support as well. They're going to get it back here from his teammate Christie. Still McTominay dispossessed, and Haiti have it back. And all of a sudden the game has exploded back into life again.
Yeah, absolutely, There's urgency now here. That's why it's been so kind of pedestrian in the early part of that second half. But the last 5 minutes they've really come to life again. Haiti having a right go. And Scotland just need to see it out now. Just see it out, the 3 points. That should be offside. But just see out the game. It's so important now. I don't want to be running past him there. Robertson got away with it.
Here's Clean.
Gets it in the end.
Gets it back. Robertson now on full charge. Short of the pass, making space for the shot. Curtis. Can he direct it now? It's going straight across the face of the goal, but I tell you what.
He's like a baby-faced assassin.
Yeah, he's young looking, isn't he? But I mean, look, but he's done well since come on. Obviously, like just the defensive laps aside, he's exciting when he does get the ball.
Haiti deserve huge credit as well, Hugh. Everybody thought, like, these weaker, smaller countries that be the whipping boys, but they've put up a really good performance.
Yeah. Delacroix with time on the ball. Jean-Michel Bellegarde sends it wide. He's happy to keep it for the moment. Ricardo Ade sends it in. First touch off the shoulder, off the chest was a little bit too heavy, and gives away the free as well for the foul at the back. So Scotland get a chance to clear.
Joseph just gets away from him, then he fouls Hendry and trying to retrieve it. Soft enough as well.
Necessary more than anything else, was it?
Just lets them off the hook. Time is ticking. Clock is against them now, Haiti. But I've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the game here. They've shown up really well. Scotland are just over the moon to get over the line. That's so important. Just get over the line. 3 points, what it means to them. The difference in qualification. Get out of the group.
You can't overstate the value of 3 points here in this opening fixture.
Especially
because it's a disaster.
Well, you look at some of the groups. There's so many groups, 48 teams, and so many groups are kind of.
Is it 8 third-place finishers go through?
Well, they're wide open, the groups. But you look at Scotland's group, Morocco and Brazil, 2 of the best in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's so important you pick up 3 points in this. We outlined at the start of the game just how important it is and the significance of 3 points here. But it cannot be overestimated because of how good the other 2 are, and what we've seen that earlier on in the fixture.
Yeah. And this ain't over yet. A few more minutes to hang on for Scotland to get those valuable 3 points and start their World Cup campaign. They've never before made it out of the group stages. 28 years since their last appearance in a World Cup, and they're hoping to make the knockout stages for the first time in Scottish football history. Is that the man there, Steve Clarke, to lead them to do just that?
Well, he's done plenty with them so far, Hugh, so it wouldn't surprise me if he was the one to do that. As I said, he does get a bit of criticism. I don't like the fact he gets criticism. I think he's done a brilliant job.
Well, as you say,
with a limited bunch of players.
That's it.
Like it is.
And the question to be asked is, I've heard one person like that he doesn't always get the best out of the sum of the parts, but your argument is, on the balance of what they've achieved in terms of qualification, he has more than delivered.
Absolutely, Hugh. The results back it up, what he's achieved with this group of players. Like, what more do they want, Scotland? You mentioned the fact that before him, hadn't qualified, like it was continuous kind of qualification, and then you go 28 years without qualifying, and since he's come in, he's qualified for 3 major tournaments, got them into the Nations League.
What will we give for that? Our souls out.
And yes, if the football isn't the best, but like he's with what he's dealing with, I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Last 20 seconds plus whatever injury time. They tend to be fairly heavy on the injury time in the World Cup so far, just going with what the matches we've seen so far. So look, there could be a bit of nervous minutes ahead for Scotland yet, as Haiti still dominating possession.
7 or 8 substitutions, and you have dehydration break.
Nice flick, trying to get onto that ball, make life difficult for Ryan Christie, but
I actually thought he was going to be clever and go down there, Christie, and win yourself a free kick, and now they're under pressure.
Well, they are under pressure. Bellegarde loses it. Chance to counter here, maybe. Now McTominay, one to his left is Curtis. Here's the speedster we're talking about. Can he make something happen down that left-hand flank? He's looking to step inside. Still Curtis, did well. Little chip. Oh, meant for, I think, Lyndon Dykes coming out of the back post, but just couldn't beat the last defender. And then a clumsy foot left too high. Casemiro goes down. But it's a yellow card for the youngster.
Yeah, it was a brilliant
6 minutes of injury time.
Brilliant breakaway, Hugh. McTominay played the pass. There's nothing in that. He actually pulled out.
Exactly, yeah.
But the breakaway before that was by the defender, and then lovely little stand-up. Dykes thought it was going to come across to him. Yeah, but good little cameo from Finlay Curtis.
Yeah, no, he's been impressive since he come on. You know, quite often now Rangers might say they have something pretty good on their hands for next season.
Yeah, but you only have to look at Scottish football here to see where the decline and where it's at, and that's what I'm saying about Steve Clarke.
Yeah.
Like, Scottish football has never been poorer in the years that I've been watching it, anyway, and you. So when you think of that, and the players, they're not kind of similar to ourselves. You're not developing the type of player maybe that we once did, and Scotland are in the same boat. So for him to be producing what he's doing with this group of players,
I mean, you have Rangers this week as they are as well. I don't know who knows who's going to be managing them next season, but they have never been as bad.
Well, Celtic have never been as bad. Let's be honest about it.
Hearts of the team, Alan.
Well, I don't know about that. But just Scottish football in general.
No, you're right. And look, that is a decent argument. But look, we've got to hang on here. 5 more minutes on the clock. Another one in to test the centre back, but it's taken back, knocked back towards Delacroix. And now this is Ricardo Ade. Again, is there one more chance? One more roll of the dice. That's not a bad ball, inviting ball. Bit of a wrestling match between the two of them there at the back post, but the referee says it's going to be a throw, and a throw to, I think, Scotland.
He actually did well, Patterson. Just the fact that he was competing for it and put him off. The substitute, Joseph, but he did well enough.
And here he is again. I'll take the throw.
I'd have him playing instead of Hickey. That might be something to look at in the next game.
You think Hickey was that much of a liability? Yeah, that's a clash of heads, and I tell you what, if there's one noggin you don't want to run into, it's Lyndon Dykes in that pitch. That is going to be painful. His head just snapped back as he went to head that as well. I think he's all right. You see it again from this angle. Maybe he wasn't as much in it. Oh yeah, it was just a shove in the back of the head.
I know he looks tough, but he actually is tough. Yeah. Since he's come on, he's thrown himself about Lyndon Dykes.
It was more into the back of the shoulder, and it was just a reflex from it, really. But here's the cross, another cross. Again, you've got to do better with delivery there.
Bellegarde, yeah, really poor. Because that is a chance for them. Just get a ball into the box. So poor, Bellegarde. 3 minutes away, Scotland.
Up from Placide, he's going to fall down. The strike almost falling to the ground.
But the initial ball, you know, no one challenges for the header.
3 players from Scotland in the box, and none of them could deal with it. I think it's going to relieve, man, I'm sure. The best clearance, but again, it's Dykes who's going to try and flick it on. Not a bad one. Bellegarde gets it back. Hanley cutting out. A decent header it was too. Experience.
Keeps giving the ball away, Ryan Christie, since he's come on.
Casimir, back it goes, Bellegarde. Looking for the back post again. Anybody in there? Nervous times for Scotland fans. 2 minutes still to play. They just want their team to try and get hands on the ball, feet on the ball, I should say. Ryan Christie got a bit of a shove there as he went to go for the header, but he's gone out for the throw. Haiti wastes no time. Oh, it's dangerous. Yeah. That is dangerous. It could be a yellow card at the least for McLean.
But that's Hugh. It could be a lot worse than a yellow. That looked really naughty.
Studs high as well from the substitutes.
Look at this as well.
Let's see this one again. Yeah, that's right on the knee as well. Dangerous one.
It looked worse initially the first time around. I don't think it looks as bad there. He does catch him, but the yellow is enough for me.
Kenny McLean into the book. 90 seconds as well. We're going to have to wait for Casimir to get up, and he might be able to continue. You know what? Right across the top of the knee, and that's the one area of the leg that you really are exposed and vulnerable. And you can see, and fair enough, Sebastian Migne is saying, you know, shouldn't be more than a yellow. I kind of half agree with him. Stood showing again. This was the header chance for Piero. Well, it was perfect cross.
It's a header Hanley again. Yeah. Oh, he had to score, but at least get it on target.
Yeah, this guy can't continue, just get him off the pitch. As John McGinn just looks on. Nervously, these boys think the job is pretty much done.
That one, right?
He will.
It's nearly 4 AM in Scotland here, and there's not a soul asleep, I'd say.
No.
The nerves now. This is the last chance.
Princess Street in Murrayfield, or I should say in Edinburgh, will be absolutely hopping tonight.
See, the new rule, he doesn't have to go off now because the player got booked.
Yeah.
So if you receive injury or if you receive treatment, you can stay on the pitch, which is good as well. He doesn't have to go off.
It's good unless you want the game to get on, you know.
Yeah.
Last throw of the dice, perhaps. Space for the shots. Again, like all the rest of them, sky high from outside the box. They've had 4 or 5 pot shots in long range, but have been nowhere near the target.
Well, it's a ridiculous decision, and sometimes players make ridiculous decisions, unfortunately. And from experience, he showed no signs of experience for that one here.
That's the last time you're allowed to. Lucky you saved that to the end.
You're allowed one.
You're allowed one.
And he's played really well in the game.
He has, to be fair. Himself and Bellegarde in the driving lights. Here's McTominay. Nice little roll of the ball. Haiti. Now they've lost it out. 7 minutes on the clock now. It's at the referee's discretion. Might be time for one last throw. Back it goes to Placide. He's under pressure. Oh, and surely that must be that. Scottish fans are cheering. They want the final whistle. The captain's given out of it. The quality of pass that he was asked to deal with there, but just had to get rid of it.
Once he takes the touch, he's dead.
Referee Mustafa Gouaval from Algeria has a little look. Time for this cross into the front post. McTominay, goal kick.
That should be that, Hugh.
Placide has to get on with it. Scottish fans roaring for the full-time whistle. There is the full-time whistle. The dream start for Scotland. John McGinn's goal. Small deflection is the asterisk, but they will not carry John Allen Coley. They've 3 points in their group.
And you can see it's almost relief on Steve Clarke's face there. A big smile like a Cheshire cat, Hugh, but the importance of these 3 points cannot be underestimated in terms of the group that they're in, and having that opportunity to get yourself out of the group stage. Wasn't pretty, much better in the second half, much improved. A nervy last 10 minutes, Haiti put on a little bit of pressure, but overall I think they did do enough to get the 3 points, Hugh, and it's great for them. I love the fact they're back in tournament football after 28 years in the World Cup, and to get your match or get your tournament up and running with 3 points, great night for Scotland.
Back with a bang, full-time score in the Boston Stadium here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Thanks to Alan and Hugh for bringing us that action from Boston. I suppose, Richie, relief they mentioned there, that is certainly the emotion, I imagine, to lots of tired and emotional Scottish fans.
Yeah, the celebrations can start all around Scotland. The bank holiday on Monday will be far more enjoyable because of it. I think from a footballing analysis, there are concerns there with the performances, and there are aspects of it that they could be in far more trouble if they repeat against Morocco next time out, or they repeat against Brazil the week after. But this is a win. Like, a win is a win. Steve Clarke said beforehand, the previous Scotland teams haven't started well in his previous tournaments, and it didn't matter. No one remembered what those performances were. It was the results that mattered, and no one will care about the aspects of the second half that were a bit of a concern. So many parts of the first half where it's 3 points, which I think in the context of the group was the bare minimum, and they got it.
Yeah, well, certainly nervy, Kenny, but as we can see from the celebrating fans there, they won't be maybe too bothered.
No, they won't. I think every win at a World Cup needs to be celebrated. Rich is right in terms of criticising the performance in some respects, but you have to enjoy the moment, and these fans certainly will. They've waited a long time to get here, and they'll celebrate the moment. I think it's important to do as players as well. Go and enjoy the moment with the fans now. But there is work to be done going forward, no doubt about that. We saw some of the qualities in the Scottish performance tonight. Scott McTominay, some nice moments in the game. Young Doak on the wing, again, some good moments. But I'd worry about Scotland defensively going forward, particularly with the games they have coming up against Morocco and Brazil. So a lot of work to be done by Clarke and his coaches and the players themselves in terms of tightening up that defensive rear guard. He's got some tight shorts on there as well, that lad on the sideline, but Yeah, but a great moment for the players, and like I said, a moment which has to be celebrated.
Would this have taken a lot out of them, Richie?
The Scottish players?
Yeah.
Well, I think that we can't tell from here, but they played in very hot conditions, and I think the build-up and the nervous energy and everything comes with playing your open game against a team that you're expected by your public and your supporters to win, and a group that demands that you win if you want to get out of the group. So there's a huge amount at stake, and they would have known at kick-off that they were a couple of hours away of effectively their tournament being over if they didn't win this game, so they're still in it. So I think, again, we can talk about the performance issues, and I'm sure the players are concerned about some of it, and the manager is, but the main thing is there's smiles in their faces, the supporters are happy, and they've got 3 points.
Yeah, because Kenny, there really was a huge amount of pressure on them, wasn't there, coming into this one, and especially, being favourites as well to overcome Haiti. That was a lot to carry.
Yeah, it was, but you have to deal with that pressure, I suppose, Claire. It's a elite level competition, this, so I think they just about managed it. But you're right, you could sense in that kind of first half, that kind of edginess, a bit of nervousness to their play. Not that they're kind of flew and best, a little bit kind of open defensively at times, individual errors. That all create a little bit of nervousness amongst the squad. Their best spell is probably 20-25 minutes into the second half. I thought the Haitians almost they got a puncture in the opening period of that kind of second half. The intensity level dropped off, and Scotland really controlled the game, Claire, in that point of the game. Could have got a second goal. Andy Robertson was very prominent in that part of the game, but give credit to the Haitians. They came on strong, a couple of substitutions, found a bit of forward momentum, and actually had a couple of decent chances towards the end. I think overall they might feel as if a little bit unfortunate maybe not to take a draw from the game, but yeah, these Scottish supporters won't be feeling too sorry for them as they celebrate this.
Very, very envious of those scenes.
Yeah, especially in Boston this weekend. I think our Irish people can certainly imagine themselves there, shall we say.
Oh, absolutely.
The Tartan Army, and they seem to have really taken over, don't they? And Boston seems to have taken them to their heart. They're sort of getting behind the World Cup, I think, there.
Absolutely. And again, what often comes after a performance like this, people say, well, if they do this in the next game, it won't be enough, or in the following game they'll be hammered for it. But the expectations change. If you score a goal, a scrappy OG that was deflected off a defender, and keep a clean sheet against either Morocco or Brazil, it is celebrated. No one will care about the performance because the expectation is entirely different. And you're right to say earlier, there's a huge amount of pressure on these Scotland players tonight. But there is a set of circumstances which could unfold in this tournament, that they go into their final game against Brazil needing something, or needing to keep the score to a certain level. That's a pressure situation. That's really, really going to test them. But tonight, they can enjoy this moment with the fans.
Yeah, and they certainly seem to be doing over there in Boston. Let's take a look then at how Group C now looks with 2 games played. The Scots sitting pretty on the top there after that win ahead of Brazil and Morocco after they drew earlier. So what do you think Steve Clarke will take from this? What will he be happy with? What is he going to say, OK, this is what we really need to work on?
I think you can always improve. You never deliver a complete performance. Didn't see a huge amount of fluency to the performance in possession, the football. No, they're not the type of team to get on the ball and kind of dictate. You don't see kind of some wonderful combination play all over the pitch. They can be a little bit kind of functional in terms of how they play. You don't have to apologise for that, but it wasn't really too much of a creative element to the team. I thought done okay on the right hand side, offered them an outlet in a 1v1 situation. Big worry, and against the better teams, that's where they absolutely can. There is kind of work to be done. I don't look at that Scotland team, to be honest with you, and think they can go up another 2 levels. I've got to be honest with you. I think they are what they are. Great togetherness, great kind of team spirit, some wonderful kind of characters in the squad. They can provide moments. Maybe McTominay's that type of player. McGinn, we saw it this evening. But apart from that, they are limited. And I think that's really going to be tested in the next 2 games.
We did see, Richie, how Haiti put them under pressure tonight. They had a really strong spell late in that second half and came very close to an equaliser.